I didn't think so. So, all right, let's see. We need a motion to open
I'll make the
the
motion.
regular meeting. Member Allen? Member Kelly, seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. I'm looking for the agenda for that here. All right, 105 High Street. Oh, yeah, a lot of room here. Okay,
Good
how you doing
evening.
tonight?
Hi. Isaac Stein, Ideal Design, came to on behalf of my client, 105 High Street, for the two-lot subdivision, to go over the comments and see how we can move forward.
Excellent. And Dave, I'll have you start us off.
Sure. You have a copy of the comment letter we prepared?
Yes,
Okay, we'll go through those one at a time, if that's okay.
of course.
Number one, there appear to be inconsistencies between the bulk table on the subdivision plan and the bulk table on the, that should say the site plan. We recommend verifying the provided bulk and revising both the subdivision plan and site plan for consistency.
General question. I know we're going back and forth with the site plan, with the subdivision plan, not exactly sure which one we need.
So one of the other comments that I have, we'll get to, essentially, so when you file the subdivision, the county is going to require that the subdivision includes certain things, other than just the plat, other than just the meets and bounds and the lot areas and the bulk requirements. It also requires that you address water and sewer.
Right.
So one of the things I had suggested was you may want to just combine them and file the subdivision plan showing the house and the driveway for that lot.
So again, the subdivision plan, you're calling the one that is signed by the surveyor?
So typically, when you do a subdivision, it's multiple sheets, right? And there'll be one sheet that has the survey on it, and that would be signed by a surveyor, and a subdivision plat would also be signed by a surveyor. The other sheets can be signed by just the engineer.
But just who?
The engineer,
The engineer.
yes.
So again, so what you're saying is that the sixth sheet should consist of a survey first that is signed by a surveyor,
Correct,
and then the other sheet should be from the engineer.
yes. But also, there's a subdivision plat in addition to the existing survey. The subdivision plat shows the proposed lots and the bulk requirements and those items. That typically be signed by a surveyor as well.
So we need both. We need the subdivision map from the surveyor, and we need
Yes.
the site plan from the engineer, both
Yes.
to have the bulk requirements and everything.
Well, again, if you combine them into one set, okay, and say this is the subdivision plan, and within the subdivision plan, you're providing the engineering for the lot, that's fine. But all those sheets would get filed in the county clerk's office. Because,
So then we don't need to duplicate them.
correct, it would be one
So
set
the
of
first two
drawings.
pages will be signed by the surveyor. One is a survey, one is a subdivision map, and then the other engineering stuff.
Correct. Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you for
But this way
clarifying
you
that,
wouldn't
because
have
I'm just.
inconsistencies between one.
Yeah, because most of the comments are basically the inconsistencies, so I would just, I want to know which one we can eliminate.
Right, but like I said, it also stems from the fact that the county requires that you address certain engineering elements of the plan.
Yeah,
and water
I
and
got
sewer.
that, Okay, that makes sense, yes, so we'll do that. We'll do it that way, I mean,
Okay. So then, and the next comment has something similar. So it says, we note that the bearing along with several distances of the property boundaries do not appear to be consistent between the subdivision plan and the site plan. We recommend the plans be revised accordingly, okay? Number three, we note that water and sewer service is required to be shown on the subdivision map to be filed with the county along with an engineer's certification. We recommend the applicant advise whether the subdivision plan and site plan will be combined and submitted to the county for subdivision map filing.
as discussed, basically.
Okay.
Got it.
Number four, site-specific note 7 on the site plan does not reference a survey as a source for the boundaries and topography shown. If the site plan is only intended for planning board approval, then we recommend revising the note to contain the appropriate reference. If the applicant intends to include the site plan in the submission to the county for subdivision approval, then we recommend removing site-specific note 7 and have the plan signed and sealed by the surveyor instead.
So basically, the subdivision plan should be like the surveyor only,
Yes, yeah, okay.
so then we don't
But
need on the site plan.
you still do need to have an engineer's certification on it, because the county requires that as part
Yeah,
of the subdivision.
on which one?
There's a note, it says, we note that the water and sewer service, let's see.
You want the survey
It's
plan
note number
also to-
3, yeah, but it doesn't, if you look at the Orange County requirements for filing a subdivision, you'll see that they have something on there that says that they need an engineer certification for the water and sewer services.
Yeah, but that's like not on the bulk table.
No, but it would be on the sheet.
So the note, basically note 7 will be removed entirely from the site plan?
Yes, because it's going to be signed and sealed by the surveyor,
The surveyor,
Yes.
yes, okay.
okay? Number 5, the bulk table on the site plan notes a rear yard of 63 feet for proposed Lot B. However, the plan appears to show a rear yard of 53 feet. The bulk table should be revised for
Yeah,
consistency.
it's a mistake, yeah.
Number 6, the bulk table on the site plan notes a lot area of 18,044 square feet for proposed Lot A. However, the plans appear to show a lot area of 15,541 square feet. The bulk table should be revised for consistency. Okay?
Or no bulk table should be included in the engineering set.
I'm sorry?
Or no bulk table should be included in the engineering set.
That's fine, yes.
Yes.
You could have one bulk table for the whole plan set. Yes.
Got it, yes, okay.
Number 7, the bulk table in the subdivision plan notes a lot coverage of 24% for proposed Lot A and 22% for proposed Lot B. The plans appear to show a coverage of 11%. This is the calculated number, because the coverage is based just on the footprint of the building and not for both floors. I'm not sure if that's how it was calculated, but
I need to recheck that, yeah,
it would
I
be
wasn't.
11% roughly for both lots. Okay?
For
Which is
each
fine,
lot.
but just revise it for consistency. Number 8, the bulk table of the subdivision plan indicates the maximum allowable floor area for each lot, 2,720 square feet for Lot A and 2,520 square feet for Lot B. However, the values shown do not appear to be consistent with the floor to area ratio values and the applicable lot areas. So I think what happened was, in the preparation of that, there's a chart in the village code, and there's a table, a column on the far right, which says it's the maximum square footage for that range of area, or of lot area. Those numbers would be correct if that was the lot area that you have, but you don't. Like, you have to calculate the ratio for the lot area that you do have. Understood?
Yes, so this is why they came up that we need some sort of variance, which is the next comment, I guess. But I understood that, yeah, originally it was calculated that way, like you said, that it was calculated for the maximum amount, but we have a bit less. So this is why that was the difference between the FAR and the FAR
Right.
or requirements,
But-
the FAR we have.
Right, but when you request the variance, you're gonna be requesting it from the appropriate maximum square footage that's permitted. And that's what I'm saying, is you don't take the number on the far right side of the table because your property falls within that range. You have to calculate the maximum square footage allowed based on your lot area.
Okay, well, I'll recheck that, exactly.
Number 9, the subdivision plan has identified that a variance is required from the FAR for each proposed lot. We recommend providing floor plans showing the livable floor area of each building and a calculation of the FAR for submission to the Zoning Board of Appeals. So again, your floor area ratio is based upon habitable space.
Right, so I wouldn't want to go to the zoning board for this. I would want to, clear it out so we are within the FAR.
Yeah, whatever it works out to be.
Whatever
but
works
whatever
out,
the
yeah.
habitable space is for the building is what you would provide.
So basically the question is, the existing lot is an existing house, and as we discussed in previous meetings, we were talking about that as long as the minimum lot is 10,000 square feet, we should be fine with the existing lot, and as long as we meet for the new lot the FAR. Does this make sense?
I would say it depends upon what that actual ratio winds up being. Again, you've shown it calculated based on the far right side of that table, which would only apply if your lot area was the maximum in that range. You have to calculate the floor area ratio for the actual area that you're proposing for the lots. And just because the building is there, I don't think that means that your floor area ratio doesn't apply. Right? You're making the lot smaller by subdividing it.
It's interesting because honestly, I was thinking that way originally when we had these meetings I think it was in November. I don't remember, but and we were discussing that, and I was asking about, because we had this 25 feet till in the middle of the road, and we were discussing that if he doesn't have the 25 feet, will the subdivision be canceled because he doesn't have enough FAR? And we were discussing that, saying that it shouldn't be canceled because the minimum lot is 10,000 square feet. So as long as you have 10,000 square feet for the existing lot, this should be fine for the existing lot. And I basically went online now before I came, and I looked at the minutes, and it's like the discussion is there, but so this is basically what looks to me that this was the discussion. So I'm just wondering if there is some termination on this.
Well, I guess you'd have to determine what the floor area ratio values are. And that's what I'm saying, the numbers that you've shown are not calculated properly for what's permitted. And to calculate what you're providing or proposing, you would have to count only the habitable space of the building.
Is a porch a habitable space?
I'd have to check. I don't know that answer offhand. That'd be a determination of the building department, and I don't know offhand if that's been decided yet. Yeah. Like if it's an open porch, it might not be.
They say it's just 3 seasons.
Yeah. I don't know if a porch would be, it could be if it's got heat and if it's got.
If I remember correctly, there is a screened porch over there or something.
Right, so then, I don't think so, but you'd have to just double check.
A what? I'll double check the code.
So this is again one of the reasons why we asked for a floor plan for the houses, so that you can, and again, you would need this if you do have to get a variance, you would presumably need that to make application to the ZBA, so you can show them what your habitable space is and what your according your accompanying floor area ratio would be.
So in other words, to have it clear, I go to the habitable space for the existing house, and this is how I determine the existing lot that I need to leave for the existing house.
That might make sense, yes.
And the rest of it I can use for a new lot.
Again, depending upon what I mean, you may be able to do it in such a way that you don't need a variance potentially, but again, I don't know those answers off the top of my head. You have to look at what the habitable space is.
What do you mean I'm able to do it? What do you mean I'm able to do it without?
Well, I think you were just implying that you could make the area for lot A to be large enough that you wouldn't need a variance for that.
Yeah.
And you'd be left over with whatever's for lot B, and then you, again, based on the
smaller
house that you're
house.
providing, again, that depends upon what your square footage is.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. I
And
think
what you're counting is habitable space.
Yeah. Okay. I think I'm clear now. I appreciate your time.
Sure, okay. I know it gets a little confusing.
Yeah.
I think we're on number 10.
10.
The plans appear to show an existing chain link fence along the boundary abutting lot 209-3-9. We recommend the plans identify whether the existing fence is to be removed or remain, as it may interfere with grading of the proposed driveway.
So I would assume that we're keeping the existing driveway over there. I don't know why.
Well-
It was. I see on the plan that it was widened, but I don't see why.
Well, again, so if you look at the
yeah.
next comment, it says the grading and utility plan appears to show a small amount of grading across the property line onto lot 209-3-9. We recommend revising the grading plan, but also that's the fence that would be grading across the fence.
Yeah, I'll have a deeper look into the
Okay.
paving. Why we need more?
So we'll keep going, and we can
Yeah, I
talk
mean,
about those other
continue.
items, okay?
Yeah,
Number 12, the grading utility plan shows a driveway slope of 12% for proposed Lot A. The code limits the portion of driveway between the driveway and the building setback line to a maximum of 10%. Furthermore, the area for parking shows a slope of 12%, which is much greater than the recommended maximum slope of 5% for parking areas. We recommend the applicant consider preserving a portion of the existing driveway and providing parking in the relatively flat area to the east of the existing two-story dwelling. Have you looked at that comment in the plan?
I'll look into it.
Okay.
Continue.
Basically, it's flatter on the right side of the existing driveway than it is on the left. You were abandoning the area on the right and instead proposing a driveway on the left, where it's steeper,
On the existing lot.
on the existing driveway,
Got it. Yes.
And again, there's code provisions for maximum slopes. And again, the driveway that's on there may be over 10%, but it's existing in that area. Okay?
Right.
Number 13, the parking area for proposed Lot B appears to show slopes of approximately 7.5%, which is greater than the recommended maximum slope of 5% for parking areas. We recommend revising the grading where possible to provide lower grades. Okay? That's the lot on the right. Number 14, it is our understanding that New York State Residential Code 401.3 requires a minimum grade of 5% away from the foundation of residential buildings within 10 feet of the foundation. We recommend the plans be revised to show grading away from the building foundation for the proposed dwelling. Okay? Number 15, we recommend the water and sewer service for the existing dwelling be shown on the plans. Number 16, the demolition of the existing driveway and existing garage should be included as part of the area of disturbance. Number 17, runoff from the site appears to generally flow to the east. Silt fence should be provided on the downstream side of the site. Number 18, the plans include a concrete curb detail and a drop curb detail. However, there does not appear to be any curbs proposed on the plan. That includes the road. The road doesn't have any curb there, right? Number 19, general note 12 on the subdivision plan and on the site plan reference the village of New Square. The note should be revised to reference the village of Monroe. Number 20, sheet 5 indicates the total disturbance area is 4,546 square feet, which is less than a half an acre threshold for requiring preparation of a full SWIP. That's just informational. Number 21, regarding the submitted short EAF form, A, question 12 indicates that the project contains or is substantially contiguous to a building, archaeological site, or district which is listed on the National or State Register of Historic Places or has been determined as eligible for listing on the State Register of Historic Places. Applicant has provided correspondence from SHPO indicating no potential impact on historic resources. Again, it's informational. Number 22, connection of the sanitary sewer subject to review and approval by Orange County Environmental Facilities. 23, properties within 500 feet of a state highway and was referred to the Orange County Department of Planning under GML 239. A letter was received from the county dated November 12, 2025, which had no comments other than to indicate that the matter is a local determination. And number 24, public hearing will be required for the subdivision.
Okay. Anything else?
I don't think so. I think you have your homework,
Oh, it's plenty for you, right?
right?
Oh, it's plenty for you, right?
You'll get there.
All right.
So-
Thank you very much.
All right.
And have the engineer call me if there's any questions.
Pardon?
Have the engineer call me if there's any questions.
Engineer?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay.
All right. Thank you
All
very
right,
much.
Mr. Stein, thank you. All right. Okay. 236 High Street.
Good evening.
Good evening, gentlemen.
I'm Bill Johnson from Sparacco and Youngblood. My client is here with Tim Nitz. We'd like to move on with this project, so we've
We'd
gone-
like you to move on with this project.
Thank you.
Is that anything to get rid of me? Pam's watching.
We've gone through Mr. Higgins' comments, and we have some comments that we can answer, so.
So
item one-
let's start here. We're going to have Mr. Higgins go through, and we can pause as with each comment that you want to make comment on.
That's fine.
Okay?
Okay, all right. Number 1, per the provided land use determination form, the applicant currently has 3 open building permits. Those are for electrical upgrades, decks, and ADA ramp construction, and fire escape construction for 2nd and 3rd floors that will need to be closed out prior to issuance of a special permit. Applicant should provide written confirmation that these open building permits have been closed out with the building department.
The incorrect is there is no electrical upgrade
Oh.
permit open.
Okay.
There was an issue where, just so you all know the history on this, is where we did have permits open under the prior approval. And upstairs, Mr. Cox used to just reassign a new number instead of using the old number for the permit, for the original permit. So it is there, but just so you know, I've been trying to go back and forth with the building department over this, and they keep saying they know it's done, but it was closed, it's just there's multiple numbers for one. So I don't know how to clear that up.
The building department should be able to clear that up.
Yeah, is that just the electrical permit?
Just the electrical.
Okay, yeah, I would,
The AD ramp is, all it needs is a ramp down to the ground, which I didn't complete until we were gonna use it. And as far as the fire escape goes, it was all approved for what's in the ground, because the footings and everything to hold it up, because it's steel that stands on its own. That part's done, so the other half is putting it up. And I didn't want to spend $30-something thousand.
Right. You're talking about erecting them onto the building.
They're going to be wrecked on. They're going to be still standing on their own, but yet up against the building at the same time. Based on if you recall, we had gone through this.
Yeah, I remember this.
I had actually gathered photographs
Right.
of exactly where the fire.
Right, previously, yes.
Previously where it was. So everything's exactly the same way.
Right.
And it's just permits that have carried on from the prior approval to this, because there's no change in the need, meaning the ADA ramp and the fire escape, no matter what, has to go on the building.
So did you talk to the building department about those permits?
Yeah, we redid them, we reset them, but everything
so
is
they're-
set.
okay.
Yeah, all I gotta do is finish those 2 items and we're ready to go as far as they go. But then we have, some other things we have to take care of, which I don't know how they do, which is later on in discussion.
Right, so the earlier part of this conversation where they renumbered the rooms is what you're saying?
No, the electrical permits. Jim
Oh.
renumbered each time I renewed it, he gave it a different number.
Same permit, different number.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
So that's where the confusion on this, because last July, I went down the whole list with the building department, saying this, and this we're not gonna do any longer because of the stipulation to what the use was gonna be.
Right, change of use.
They weren't applicable to this use, so we eliminated them and just came down to these 2 and these 2 only. So
Okay,
just
and
so
you
know.
talked to the building department already?
I have, number of times.
And what are they saying?
They agree there's no open permit.
Can they write that?
I can talk to them.
Yeah,
about
that's all they
that.
need to do, is just to
Okay.
put that in writing and,
yeah, because what happened was we have a land use determination form that
Right.
says, right on it, that was written in from the building department, that the permits had to be closed out before the special permit could be issued.
And that's true, that was my understanding too, it's just that the electrical permit doesn't exist.
Well, we just wanted, I think what you're saying is that there are no open permits that would preempt the board prevent the board from granting the special permit.
Just the ADA ramp and the fire escape would.
So if your intention is to not have those finished.
No, I
until-
have to have them finished.
he didn't do them yet for the cost
Correct.
until,
Are you gonna do those before we issue before this board presumably considers issuing a special permit?
I would have it done immediately.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that'll be done
Right.
before.
All right, so
any
then
permit.
our comment's gonna remain essentially, we'll take out the part about the electrical
Yeah,
part.
I just wanted you to know.
There you go. Yep.
We're not chasing down a rabbit hole.
yep,
Okay.
yep.
Number 2.
Oh,
Yeah, geez.
okay, so I'll continue.
Yes,
2, the proposed adaptive reuse of a historic building is subject to a special permit approval, as outlined in 200-48.2 of the code. Certain criteria, for example, traffic noise, landscaping, etc., must be addressed before a special permit may be issued. We recommend the applicant provide a project narrative specifically demonstrating compliance with the standards and conditions for special permit approval.
Can you elaborate for me?
So, in order for this board to consider, to grant a special permit, there's criteria that's outlined in the village code. And they generally reference with those, but there'll be, I believe there's descriptions that say, it must be in general keeping and harmony with the neighborhood.
Okay.
It must not create any, undue hardship on adjoining properties, et cetera, et cetera. So there's criteria in there that what we're asking is that you prepare a narrative that this board can review and say, okay, we would agree with the applicant that it doesn't
Okay,
create
on that
these-
specific
these-
code 48.2.
You should, yeah, it should be in
Okay.
there.
Okay, I'll read it, thank you.
Sure. Number 3, a bulk table has been included on the plan, see sheet 2. The bulk requirements provided on the plan are applicable to single-family dwellings. It is our understanding that the only bulk requirement found in the code for a country inn is a minimum lot area of 45,000 square feet, which is under local law 6-2025. As stated in section 200-61.1 F4 of the code, where an existing building is to be converted for a use allowed herein without any alteration to the building size, height, or footprint, the dimensional requirements of said historic building shall be deemed conforming as to the bulk requirements of the zoning district within which the building is located, except where specific bulk regulations are set forth herein, which shall be met. Any change required to comply with the Americans with Disabilities Act shall be deemed conforming. So long as no such additions or alterations are proposed, we recommend the bulk table be removed and a note be added to the plan to the effect of the following. No alterations to the existing building size, height, or footprint, except for those required to comply with the Americans with Disabilities Act, are proposed at this time, pursuant to Village Code Section 200-61.1 F4 and Local Law Number 6-2025. The dimensional requirements of said historic building shall be deemed to be in conformance with the bulk requirements of the zoning district in which said building is located, with the exception of the required lot area of 45,000 square feet.
When you say that, what about including the fire escape, or that doesn't have to be considered in this?
Well, the fire escape, I don't believe would be an addition to the building. It's not part of the building.
No, well, yeah, it's just standalone.
So it
it's
wouldn't
just
have
attached.
anything-
It will be attached to the building, I just want to
Right.
make sure.
And I spoke with the building inspector about the fire escape, and because it shows the deck.
Right.
There's a landing to the fire escape.
Correct,
And there's a measurement made from the setback line to that on the map.
right.
I spoke with the building inspector about that, and it was determined that that's not part of the building, and the
Okay.
dimension shouldn't be taken to that.
Okay, so
Well,
it comes right to the building
We just
itself.
automatically show
Correct.
the dimension, but
So you're not
didn't-
changing any
we
of the
didn't
side yard
use-
setbacks or rear
We
yard
didn't
setbacks.
use that dimension in the bulk table, but the bulk table's being removed, so
Correct. So that's what I'm saying. I don't think there's no change to any of the setbacks for this building. And I did confirm that with the building inspector.
And we will remove the bulk table and we will add the note.
Okay. Number 4, the plans show a proposed ADA accessible ramp and a proposed fire escape. The bulk table appears to show the provided rear and side yard decreasing as a result of these improvements. These do not appear to be included as part of the building under the code and should not be used for measurement of the setbacks.
And that's really NA.
What we just said,
Not applicable now.
Okay? Number 5, although the lot coverage calculations have been provided on sheet 2 of the plans, the adaptive reuse of a historic building is not subject to any bulk requirements not specifically set forth in 200-61.1 of the code. We recommend the calculations be removed from the plan.
We agree.
I think on that comment too, just in case I forget, I think you guys have something from SHPO that just says you're listed on the
Oh,
national.
absolutely.
Can you provide that?
It's in the land use determination they require.
It's written in there, but I don't think you
Yeah,
provided.
there was a document, but I'll provide you another copy.
I think you have all the copies
Oh,
here.
if there is, we'll check.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because we just need it for the
Yeah,
records.
this is a
I didn't see it.
contact
Okay.
at, SHPO.
Right.
I get everything I need from her on an ASAP, and that basically, and then you'll see all the approvals for the ADA, all the work that's been done on the house. She gave me everything, so there's no question.
I think we have it, Tim, I think.
But you can keep that, that's a
Okay.
copy anyway.
Okay.
Or if you want it digital, I can send it, her email to you with by email, I can forward it to you, so you have all of that in digital as well.
Scanned it already, but I can,
We'll double check.
Okay, just let me know, I can
Yep.
send it in a moment's notice.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Okay. All right, we ready to keep going? Number 6, the plans show a calculation for the floor area ratio. It is our understanding that FAR requirements are only applicable to 1- and 2-family dwellings. We recommend the calculations be removed from the plan.
Agreed.
Number 7, Village Code does not prescribe a parking rate for the adaptive reuse of National Register Historic Buildings and instead authorize the planning board to determine appropriate parking requirements per section 200-61.1C. The plan proposes 54 parking spaces, inclusive of 3 ADA accessible spaces. The applicant should discuss the required parking rate with the planning board and confirm the provided parking is appropriate. So I don't know if you maybe want to go through, maybe you want to talk about the layout and what you're doing with the parking?
Well, as I stated back in November when I was in front of you, we were not doing anything more than we had to do to get access to the property. So in your plans, as you'll see, the back left corner is where the parking space is. It doesn't intrude anybody. It's got, it'll have fencing all around it. It's 54 spots because, the fact is, We know it's always been wanting to be open to the public, and I just think we're gonna be busy on that, so I'm trying to get adequate parking, so I don't get in trouble like I did back in 17. So I really think it's adequate for the building. We've done events there where there is nothing, but when you walk around, I've had 500 people in there walking around when we did the historical ribbon cutting back in 2018. We've had birthday parties just in one room that gave us like 60 people.
Fire department wasn't there, were they?
Huh?
Was the fire department there?
I don't get in trouble like that. I get in trouble, but not like that. Actually, some of the members were at my summer party. I just can't say who. I get in trouble. No. So it's always been adequate. And we're currently working on everything on the layout because it is the historical. I've been in contact and talking with Sarah from the SHPO. She's my main contact. She's aware, and we've been talking about where to put the bar and how to put the bar, how to secure it, how not to secure it. So, in my opinion, what we're going to do is use almost like 2 rooms that are going to be just stand up. Like you come in, you want to go get a drink, you go to a high top, and you can sit there. It's going to be a small bar, and the 3 other rooms are going to be sitting areas. And I'm using high factors that I've gotten online that said, standing room, 7 square feet per person based on the room square. Now you got to remember that the building is the whole building is over 13,000 square feet, taking into account the basement. The first floor is just about 3,600 square feet. So what I did is I didn't count the kitchen. I counted no area in the kitchen, which is about 600 square feet. I left that aside, and I just counted 3 rooms plus the foyer and the parlor, which the foyer and parlor is where the bar is going to be, and then a seating area, maybe some booths. And I used those dimensions to come up with a number. So we're at about 200 in that neighborhood with 54 parking and 3 handicaps. So I think it's adequate. We've held things there. We've held a synagogue there. We've had 150 people, and we've held them. So I don't see an issue unless you want to be at one of those places where you want a whole open room. Then I would see an issue. But obviously we're not going to be on that level. So I don't see an issue with it at all. We've had events. When we have events, we call the local police department.
Yeah, as long as it meets the codes, that's all we're concerned with.
Yeah, it's good. And that's what we're trying to do. Is because the village, as you know, my love for this building, and more than my kids, but don't tell them.
I think they know.
Oh, I think they do.
That's on tape too.
But what we did, we tried to be very respectful where the additional parking was. And my direct response to Steve and Bill when I first met them is put it in this quarter and tell me the maximum I can get. I don't want more parking space by the carport. I don't want more parking space in the front. I try to keep everything as far back from the road so you wouldn't see it. Part of it lips out to the front corner, but by the time we get to the trees you want and everything, you can pretty much bury it back, so no one sees it. So
Were you talking about blacktopping all that, or it's going to be gravel?
I've been looking into it. Part of my issue is probably going to end up blacktopping because it's an easier maintenance. We talked about Belgian block, but when I go to plow, I'm concerned. It's not going to be there when I get done plowing.
You also can't easily stripe the spaces on gravel.
Right.
No, that's true.
One of the things you might consider is you were talking about going through the square footages, number of patrons for the restaurant or the bar, et cetera. When you submit the narrative that that you're going to provide to the board for the special use permit, I would suggest providing the basis for the parking so that the board can see, how you arrived at the number of spaces that you have and can hopefully confirm that they feel it's
That was number
adequate.
8.
Number 7.
7 rather. We're going to 8.
Yeah, well, like I said, what I'm doing is I'm backing into, when I spoke to the building department, we figured we back into the number. So if the parking space was only 30, then I would base my numbers on the 30 because that would, give less But since it's in the back and they came up with 50 total, including parking spots that are previously here now. So that includes those.
How many are there now?
Right now, I think it's 13.
I
Okay.
think that's the
So you're
number.
talking about 37, wait, how many?
No,
total?
no, no.
39?
13, 39, 41, going to 54
What, 54?
because of the 3 handicap. Now, I know I looked, we were required, and again, I do a lot of these AI stuff, but we're required, I guess, one handicap for every 25. So they selected to put in 3, which makes sense, you know. So I think the number will, like I said, number will back into what the parking spaces are. If it's not there, I'm not gonna.
Yeah, and if the narrative makes sense, I mean, you can always bank the parking too. If you decide later you needed more than you were thinking, then you
Right.
know, because you can make it grass until
Yes.
then.
From your mouth to God's ears,
Yeah.
I'll tell you, it must be busy if I need more. But like I said, we're keeping even the grounds the way it is as best as we can, you know, without affecting. That's, again, repeating myself, but that's why we
Yeah,
got the back.
no, and I
one.
didn't mean meaning more than 54. I'm saying if you were thinking you didn't need all of that right up front and you wanted to
Oh.
see, and you want to not spend all that money on the macadam,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You could do less than that, whatever the requirement would be.
Right.
Like we're saying, let's say that was 30 or whatever.
right,
And then bank 20, you know?
Right.
And then if you say, oh my gosh, we're gonna need this, then you just do the rest of it.
right.
And you don't have
Yeah,
to come
I'll
back here.
probably end up doing the whole thing and getting through with you guys. I would like to have it, you know, open by September for Oktoberfest.
Yeah,
That's my goal, but I need to get through this by June or so I can get things done. But that's on, you know, what your guys' schedule is, what you
Yeah.
need from me.
Mhm.
The other thing with the occupancy, and I'd be upfront because it's gonna be something that's gonna come up. According to, code 1204.2, I believe it is, it also allows, where we're coming in with the normal occupancy as allowed by provisions, and with the numbers I came up, we're at 3.5, parking, 3.5 people
per unit.
per unit, which is low because normally it's 4. But the provision allows a historical property to go 20% above its legal occupancy, which I'm gonna use to some extent, but not entirely. And when I did apply it to my numbers, on the lower end, I ended up with 4 on 54. It worked out. When I try to work it on a different equation, I ended up at 5 instead of 4. But you know that we'll have a discussion, and you'll tell me if you have a problem with that or something I got to come back with.
And what is there, 4 units?
Huh?
How many units are in there?
What do you mean?
Inside?
It's one single building.
But it's country inn, right? And you're gonna have people stay?
First floor is gonna be all restaurant German
that
we're
I
looking
knew.
for.
Second.
Lodging, second floor, and private offices on the third
And
floor.
on the second floor, how many rooms?
Well, I spoke to the health department, they told me if I had 6, I have to talk to them, but if I have 5, I don't gotta talk to them, so you know what number I'm going for. They're already gonna be in my kitchen, I don't need them upstairs. So they were very polite about that, and,
Yeah.
you know, informative, and it kind of makes sense. So one's gonna be a suite, and then 4 separate rooms.
Yeah.
And we've got 6 bathrooms in the house. So that's why even with the sewer thing, I don't think it's gonna be a problem when you got 6 bathrooms in an old house like that to handle
Right.
the customers' needs.
Yeah.
So I'll get you a summary on that, like you asked about it
Okay.
too.
Moving on to number 8, right?
Yep, number 8, the plans show 3 ADA parking spaces with adjacent access aisles. We recommend providing spot elevations for the space and access aisle closest to the building to confirm compliance with maximum slope requirements.
We'll add the spots.
Okay, number 9, the code requires 26 feet of maneuvering lane for perpendicular parking. That's section 200-45E. The plans appear to show 23 feet of maneuvering lane between the 2 ADA spaces on the north side of the parking area and the existing deck.
There's a lot more than that.
It's what, space between?
What are you talking? That's 30. 20 scale.
Yeah.
26 feet. Right there.
Oh. Okay.
And
We
the
may
rest
have,
of it is bigger than whatever.
Okay.
Easy,
Is that the-
have easy turnaround.
Same plan we have on
It's the same.
Yeah.
thing.
this? Okay. All right, I'll check that one. Okay. The code number 10, the code requires all non-residential uses to provide a fire lane to allow for access by emergency
Your fire
vehicles
chief
at all
letter.
times,
The email.
and the plans for the fire lane to be approved by the fire chief. If
You
a
had
fire
it-
lane is not
you had a
feasible,
copy,
the
but here.
code requires the site plan to be
The file
submitted to the
stuff I
fire
got.
chief for review with written
No, it's
materials
not actually
explaining why
my
such a
cell
fire lane cannot, in the opinion of the applicant, be provided. That's section 200-34D.
Okay, what I did with that, if you recall, last time with the fire approval, and I don't refer to it because I follow a lot of that procedural issues you did. I spoke with Chief Lonahan over the weekend. I sent him this whole thing, and I have an email from him saying there's no issues. They come in the exit side, and one of the provisions we previously had was that we were required to have emergency entrance signs on the exit signs so they would know where to come in. Besides, they could also come into the carport and come around. The beauty thing about this, though, is that, this new layout, is it actually gives them, with the new parking lot, it gives them two, they got the one going up and they
Bigger
got the
radius.
two-way in the back, so it kind of gives them a lot more to come around the building.
So can you send a copy of that email
Yeah.
to Terry?
Yeah, I didn't want it till I was told how to do it,
Yep.
you know, how you want it.
One of the concerns, though, is about the carport. The clearance on that was, I think, less than 12 feet.
They don't have to go under that.
Yeah, he's.
Doesn't the driveway go underneath
The
the?
driveway does
Not
for
for
normal
emergency.
traffic. Right, emergency agreed to come in the exit side on the south
Okay, that's
end.
correct, okay, they
That,
wouldn't,
and that was the previous agreement back when.
right, okay, I just want to make sure that they knew that that was the height of that.
They know it.
All right. Number 11, the proposed fire escape as shown on the plans goes over and across the existing driveway. We just talked about this. The clearance of the fire escape, which is higher than the existing carport, is shown to be 12 feet. The applicant should advise as to the clearance height of the existing carport. The clearance should be noted on the plans provided to the fire chief.
It's 9 feet. We'll put a note on the plan.
Yeah.
All right. Number 12, the grading and utility and erosion sediment control plan, sheet 3, indicates the total disturbance area is 120,984 square feet, or .4817 acres. This does not appear to be correct.
Thank you for pointing that out. It's a
Applicant should-
typo.
Yeah.
It
Applicant
is-
should confirm the area disturbance,
It
okay?
is 20,984.
So it's just under half an acre.
Right.
Okay,
4.817.
okay. All right, number 13, the grading utility, okay, sorry. Is that, oh, that's a repeat, sorry. Number 14, the grading and utility plan appears to propose a swale along the southern property line to collect runoff from the proposed parking area. This proposed swale would result in a new concentrated point of discharge near the front of the property and may result in impacts to the adjacent property. We recommend the applicant consider alternative means of collection and treating runoff, such as a gravel diaphragm along the southern side of the parking area to promote infiltration, or a direct connection to the drainage system within the village right-of-way.
And as we agreed before the meeting, we'll put a gravel bed in there at the end of the parking lot.
Right. Okay,
On
so,
the bottom.
I don't know, is the board familiar with what we're talking about there?
I am.
Okay.
Talking about the swale coming down.
Yeah, so basically, all the surface runoff's gonna come off the parking lot, and they were proposing a swale on the downhill side of the parking lot, which was gonna run out to the end of the driveway, which looks like it would kind of dump off on the corner of their property and the neighbor's property. And although I didn't visit the site, it kind of looked like from Google Street View, like it might have actually drained back down towards the neighbor's property, so we don't want to create a new point of discharge. So right now, it's sheet flowing towards that property. If they put a gravel diaphragm in, let the surface runoff go into that, collect it, and then discharge the surface as it does today, that would be.
So you don't want to use the swale then at all?
If you can get it to the road is fine, but I would make sure that it's not being dumped off on the neighbor's property,
We can add a berm if we have to.
okay?
All right?
But yes, the gravel diaphragm would be helpful to collect that runoff and limit it,
Right,
okay?
not a problem.
Sure, okay. Number 15, it is our understanding that the applicant proposes a restaurant that is to be open to the public. Unless one is currently in place, a grease trap should be provided to serve the kitchen sewer line?
Yeah, that's,
We will provide it.
I'll have that done.
Okay.
Board of Health is probably gonna require it anyway.
That would be an interior thing, so we don't have to show that on the plan.
Yeah, it would depend upon the sizing, but you should do, whatever calculations are necessary to size the grease trap, and if you can put
Okay,
one on
you'll
the
have to have your
interior,
plumber do that.
that's fine,
Yeah, okay, just make a notation for you.
okay?
Is that what you look for, just make a notation?
Yes, and that would be presumably then also, you'd go to the health department for your food services, correct?
Correct, yeah.
So they would be reviewing it as part of that,
Yeah, I've already reviewed it with them and they're acceptable with this.
with the grease trap on the
everything.
inside?
Yeah.
Okay.
16.
We recommend the applicant confirm with the building department whether any sprinkler systems are required and advise as to whether any sprinkler systems are currently in place. If there are any existing or proposed sprinkler systems, we recommend the applicant provide the size and material of the existing water service and confirm that it has capacity to service the sprinkler system.
Okay, to answer that, well, you might remember that was a question last time. And we had gotten a permit approved for a 4-inch water line that was put, it is in there and set and ready to go. It is not an active line right now, just sitting there. What the water department did is told me, once we put it in, they said, oh, by the way, you're not gonna use it for use water, you're only using it, so it's gonna be dedicated strictly to the sprinkler system in the basement. And according to Albany, when I went up there with Jim Cox, they said, stay with the sprinkler system, we were allowed to. So we're staying exactly the way it is, and that's been approved by SHPO already too, to be done.
And there's a
that's the nature.
standpipe, right?
Huh? There's a standpipe, yeah. Standpipe that goes from the basement all the way to the 3rd floor, but the entire basement, which is more important area, of course, where the equipment is, that's all sprinkled out, and goes right up the steps.
So if I hear you right, you're saying that the building department was asking for a dedicated,
No, they were asking for a larger line for 4 inches to switch the service as well as the sprinkler system to one water line coming in the building. We ended up, because my contractor convinced me, we'd put a 6-inch water line coming in the building. I then said to the water department back years ago when we did it, what do we do about converting over? And they said, don't worry about it, forget it. Just keep the line you have for the water in the house,
which is the 6-inch.
which is the normal.
The normal one that's already there.
That's already there.
Okay.
And the 6-inch one is gonna have a backflow preventer on, and that's gonna be the sprinkler system, the standpipe, fully dedicated 6 inches of water just to the fire system in the house,
Okay.
and nothing else.
And what did our building department say?
They were all on board about it.
Okay.
Yeah, they're all on board. We've previously got authorization from SHPO, and if you remember, we went up to Albany, and they said the same thing, leave it the way, we gotta upgrade the piping, but we could leave it the way it
So
is.
they're all on the same page?
We're
is what
all on
you're
the
saying.
same page, but that's not an issue this time.
Great, super.
So there's sprinklers on the 2nd and 3rd floor too? or not?
Sprinklers go, no, sprinklers are the basement, the entire basement, some 3,000 plus square feet.
Okay,
And the staircase.
And the staircase going up towards the kitchen is where it is.
okay.
I also failed to inform you, for whatever it's worth, right now, we've got 27 monitors throughout the entire house. It's monitored 24/7 on a fire system. Plus, we're gonna be adding about 8 or more because the dining room, the foyer, and the parlor don't have alarm systems in them.
And does that go directly to the fire
Yes,
department or
it's
police
monitored,
department?
yeah, it's monitored to a service.
To a service, right, and
Yeah.
they call.
Yeah, Safe and Sound does it all.
Right, so there's no sprinklers in the living quarters?
No,
Okay.
not anywhere, no.
And that's, I guess that's legal, I don't know.
Yeah, well, only because it's pre-existing. It dates back to 1950s, and it's still a working system, it's just gotta be serviced. That's the problem, heads have to be changed, but it's nothing, you're not reinventing the wheel. You're not pulling the entire system out and stuff, you're just maintaining it,
Right.
is what it is. So, that's what we're doing.
Okay, number 17, the location of the existing water and sewer service should be shown on the plans.
Tim called to have a mark out done
Okay,
And when it's marked out, we will go locate it and get it on the plan.
okay. All right. Number 18, the applicant should provide the existing and proposed water use and sewer flows.
Existing, so what do you want for that? Because there's one person living there.
Well, that's fine. I mean, I would, again, put that in the narrative.
Can you put that in the narrative?
Put in the narrative what it's being used for currently and what
Okay.
you're looking to use and an estimate of the water and sewer use for the proposed uses, the kitchen, the bar,
Yeah,
the rooms.
I'm not sure, I'll have to figure out how to get you that. I don't know if there's a way to get that.
We can,
yeah,
we
I
can
imagine
get
it's-
it if you can tell us with an architectural what you have in the building, and we can figure it out.
Okay, okay, never had to do it for that, so, okay, you got it.
Number 19, the plans do not appear to propose any lighting. The code requires parking lots to be used at night to be illuminated with lights so shaded and directed as to prevent glare on adjoining residential properties. Furthermore, we note the code prohibits exterior illumination between the hours of 11 p.m. and 6 a.m. except when the planning board finds that said illumination would not impact an adjoining use.
We have a company working on a plan for lighting, and his electrician will have to put in a timer, that's all.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, we just want people to be safe as they're walking out to the parking lot.
Right.
Okay.
Now, I noted in there that you said that the planning board could allow it to be illuminated longer.
I'm sorry? What'd you say?
Except when the planning board finds that said illumination would not impact any adjoining areas. There's not gonna be any light overflow, so would you want to have the light on all the time at night, or you wanna stop it at their time?
What I think I would do
Or maybe a
is-
portion of the lights
Yeah.
to be on that
Yeah,
time?
I'd have to think about it and see, and then when I get an idea of what the lights look like that are being proposed by the company,
Yeah.
that'll give me a better idea to say to you, this is what it looks like, what do you think? You may say yes, you may say no, but we'll.
Yeah,
let-
I
wait
think
for
a
the
timer's
light.
a great idea, because you're not gonna have a lot of people, you know, you're gonna save money,
Oh, yeah,
you know? The-
save money,
Yeah, the neighbors are, are there houses where the lot is gonna be?
huh?
You know, where the lot is, what's on that side?
Where the parking lot's gonna be, the only thing you have under this left side, number 222, but his house is up front, and he's got huge spotlights. So
Okay,
he's on
yeah, I
the
remember that
back.
house, I know that house, right.
Behind me, the houses are some 150, 200 feet away, because
Okay.
they all sit on Chatham.
Yeah,
So,
Okay.
so there's really nothing with the 6 foot high, 100% full, the vinyl fence, there's no light going through that
right.
whatsoever. There's no way it's gonna make it down
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, and we see the lighting plan.
Right.
We'll figure it out too.
That's what I figure.
And so again, these are things that you could reference in the narrative, because again, the board has to consider these types of potential impacts in issuing the special permit.
Right.
So again, there's criteria in there for, you know, again, not creating any objectionable, you know, glare off-site, et cetera. So if you can demonstrate that, then, and you
Our
want-
lighting guy usually does dark skies.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
great.
Okay. Number 20, the code requires the landscaping to be provided equal to 10% of the total required parking area. That's section 200-45J. Landscaping area should be shown on the plans, and a calculation for the required landscaping area should be provided.
Okay, so on the plan here, we have new trees here, new trees here, new trees here. We have new trees here. And the area involved, if we were to mulch these areas, would be about 1,400 square feet.
Okay, so just put,
We also saved areas for existing trees, which I think we should be able to add to that, and we would be up to probably almost 2,000 square feet.
yeah, I'd say I would say that you can use the existing trees as long as they're part of the landscaping that is in and around the parking lot. But you need to show a calculation on the map that represents 10% of the total parking area.
What page on your thing is the landscaping?
The landscaping
Yeah, what page is it on your map?
is on page 1.
Oh, right in the first page?
Well, page 2 of the set. Planimetric plan, and there's trees to be removed, and the trees to be planted are also on the grading plan also.
Can you tell what page that's on?
Yeah, you have to scroll down.
That's, yeah, you gotta,
Oh, they're individuals.
Yeah, that might be it.
The planimetric. Yeah, so
Is that it? So you can make it bigger.
you can see there's new trees here proposed, new trees here proposed, new trees here proposed, and new trees up here proposed. And I think we have one here too. So I just did a rough calculation of these areas, and it's about 1,400 square feet. Our disturbance area is slightly more than 20,000 square feet.
Mm.
2,000 square feet, right? No, 20,000.
20,000.
20,000, because it's 0.4 acres. So 1,400 square feet, not counting the areas we also cut out for existing trees. And I think we should be allowed to keep those areas as part of the landscaping. We cut out here, we protected those. We tried to minimize the amount of trees that are actually being removed
Right.
for the parking lot. So I think it would be.
Do you have an equal replacement from the ones you're taking out?
Actually, the replacement, we did go over that. The replacement, we're taking out 9 and replacing 12. And I think 4 of them have to be at maturity, like 20 feet high.
Okay.
So we're gonna, part of those 12 will be the 4 that you need, 4 or 5 that you need, depending on the price.
Right.
you can get.
And all
Yep.
the trees that we put on the plan will go over 20 feet.
Yep, and they're listed on what the trees are that you're gonna put in, the type?
If you scroll up, you'll see the planting plan.
On the left,
That's a planting schedule right there.
Yep.
and there's another one that actually lists all the types of trees there are on the property.
Oh, wow, okay.
On the existing conditions plan,
Mhm.
there's a chart with all the trees
That are there,
Right.
Yeah.
okay,
It's number, plan 3 it's on.
okay, yep,
And all the trees are numbered that were located, so you can
Yep.
correlate them to the plan.
perfect.
Okay, number 21, the code requires one shade tree designed to reach a mature height of at least 20 feet be planted for every 14 parking spaces.
That was what I was referring to, about the 20 feet every 4, 5, you know, a little extra, on that property, a little extra won't make a difference, since some of the trees are actually over the house.
Right.
They're taller than the house,
The
Yeah.
new trees will reach a minimum of 20 feet
Okay.
Yeah.
maturity.
yeah.
Number 22, the plans show an existing no trespassing sign near the entrance to the property. It is our understanding that the property will be open to the public following construction. We recommend the no trespassing sign be removed.
Of course.
We'll remove it.
Okay. 23, the survey shows an existing concrete tank near the parking area. The applicant should advise as to the nature and function of this tank and note such on the plans.
We're gonna, I've asked them to make a change on that. That's actually, I called the decommissioned well. It's a well down there. It's the original well, tiled well, so we don't touch it. I had it tested years ago. It does do 60 gallons a minute. If we use it in the future, it might be for watering the yard and stuff like that, so I'm not running up the bill because it's my own well. But I had Quackenbush come in, they tested it, they went to the bottom, there was no sludge in it whatsoever. So that'd be the only use we would have for it.
And it's disconnected from the existing building.
Yes.
Is it sealed with a sanitary cap?
What they did years ago, because it was 1923 when they did it, they just took a pipe from the well about an inch or so and hooked it to a pump that used to go upstairs to the what do you call it?
That's not what he's asking.
No, but I'm just saying, but it's disconnected there. They never.
What I'm
capped
saying is
anything.
if it doesn't have a sanitary seal on it, then potentially, if you're not using it, potentially that's a potential source of contamination for the aquifer.
Where would the seal be?
Usually is a
Over the top of
casing.
the
Oh, they got a stone top on it.
So it's
Stone-
capped?
Huh?
It's capped?
Yeah, and I can pick it up whenever I want to, but it's capped
How deep
otherwise.
is the actual well?
Huh?
How deep is the actual well?
At most 16 feet, 3 feet
It's a
round.
hand dug well.
Oh, I thought I just heard a number that it was
It's
a
not a
good
drilled well.
well-producing well.
Well, it's a well-producing well for such a short well, believe it or not. I have no idea why, but it is.
And it's only 16 feet deep?
Only about
Dug
16
one.
feet deep.
My grandfather's well was only 15 feet deep.
Really?
It's crazy. We're coming.
Well, I tell you why it's
And houses
doing
like
that.
that,
I would tell you why it's doing that, but I might get in trouble. The village may want the water.
Yeah.
There's that, they believe there's an aqueduct underneath it, you know, of some
Aquifer.
aquifer
Right, right.
of some sort. That's what they think.
Interesting.
Number 24, I think we're on. We recommend the applicant review the site notes on sheet 1 for applicability.
We did that, and we're gonna remove a few of the notes. Generally, some of those general notes, we leave them on and nobody complains about them. If you want them off, we take them off.
Okay.
We're also gonna be adding the notes that you recommend.
Okay. Number 25, the plan should include details for striping and signage.
We will add them.
26, the architectural plans appear to show a 12-foot increase in height over 11-foot 1 inch of stairway length for the proposed fire escape. We recommend the applicant confirm with the building department that this meets building and fire code.
Again, that was addressed during the building permit. So it may be what you're seeing on the site plan that you're proving is not actually to dimension of the actual approval dimensions by the building department.
Just not drawn to scale, basically?
Basically not drawn to scale.
Okay.
Because the carport's 9 inches and the crossover is actually, there is no crossover going to the building until it goes up and then goes to the 3rd floor. On the first level, I mean, when you first come up the fire escape, the 2nd level, there's a platform that's being laid across the way for somebody to walk across without having to get any other way, you know, not to hurt themselves to get across. So there's really nothing that I know of that's actually going across the lower, you know, where the carport is.
Yeah, well, this particular comment was speaking about the way that's shown is,
Yeah.
it's shown to have a 12-foot vertical rise.
Okay.
And the length of that's only 11 foot 1 inches. So
Yeah, I'll
that
confirm.
would not be standard riser and
Okay.
you know, tread width.
Yeah, I'll confirm with the building department,
Okay,
because it may have something to do with the historical too,
right.
because
It could.
it went through.
There might be a different
Albany.
regulation for fire escape.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, those are very steep, but
Yeah,
again, I just saying confirm with the building department that it meets the code.
yeah, okay, and if there's any issue, make sure they address it now. I get, okay,
Yes, yeah.
not a problem.
Number 27, Village Code requires a performance bond to be filed with the village board concurrent with site plan approval. We recommend a cost estimate of all site improvements be submitted for review.
Is that for inspection cost?
It's,
or-
well, the code
Percentage?
requires, it's two things. It does require, there's I forget the amount, it's 4% or 5% inspection, but
Okay.
it's a bond that is required for issuance of site plan approval that essentially guarantees the village for the completion of all site improvements,
That'll be a
exclusive of the
problem.
building. Obviously, the
That'll
building's
be a
already there.
problem.
It'll be a problem?
It'll be, financially for us, it'll be a problem, that issue.
How so, and what would you mean to produce the bond?
To produce a bond.
There's that, we have the, and this, well, it's not nonprofit, is it?
The building is operated by a non-for-profit organization, yes. Anything we do, when we do the Santa and stuff, is done through the preservation of Rest Haven.
Okay, so does that fit the code where we were talking, where there's a 3-phase?
But it's been a while since we discussed this.
I know.
But I think that the way it was adopted, the local law, I believe it allows the applicant to come to the planning board to request a phased bond.
Right.
I don't believe you had to be a not-for-profit to
There's
do
no reason
that.
for a phasing though here.
Right.
But I think it was to essentially limit,
Maybe because we were talking about in the context of a nonprofit.
that
Maybe
might have
that's-
been, again, it's been months since we talked about that, but I seem to
Yeah,
recall
so-
it had to do with phasing, so that, you know, again, someone didn't have to post a huge bond if they felt like they could take the project in certain sections.
Yeah,
But-
but this is gonna, like I said, I might even, before you ever vote to give me the site approval, I'm gonna have most of that work done anyway, except for the parking lot. Because I don't know what your approval will be with the parking lot. I mean, yeah, they can clear it out, but what are they clearing out? So I wouldn't even touch that area till we knew what was done. But the other two.
Right, but it's like the chicken and egg, right?
Yeah.
If we give you approval and you don't finish it, that's what the village has that code for.
Right, but
Right.
it's private property, that's what I don't understand, it's private property, it's not like I'm gonna, like when I opened up the road, I had to put money up, I get it. But if I'm my own property and I'm doing work, if I don't finish, that's on me, I never see the site plan approval.
That's not the way the code's written. The
I'm
code
not
is written to
saying.
protect the village.
Yeah, but,
Whether it's private property or publicly owned, the code requires the posting of a bond.
and where would I even get something like that?
I guess a
I
bank,
mean, you can get a letter of
Insurance.
credit. You can,
Yeah.
there's various means.
just to
I
say
don't know
that
them
it's,
all, but you can get a
that
letter
it's
of credit.
there.
Right.
If it
Post an
was
escrow.
needed. It
Right.
doesn't have to be like posting the cash. It
No,
could
no,
be-
I get it, I get
Yeah.
it, I get it, but like I said, we've been, with all the stuff that's gone on over the last 10 years, we're financially strapped to start putting
Yeah, I
bonds and
mean,
everything.
the other thing is you could go to the village board and say to them, here's where you're at,
Yeah,
and can we get, you know,
some relief.
some relief from that? That's,
Okay,
you know,
well,
because
we'll do
we can't do
everything
it because
else.
we're not,
Yeah, no,
Out of
we'll
our-
do it, we'll get we'll get everything else to you, and I'll have to work on that financial side.
yeah. And you could look at the three-phase one, we can't articulate it because the law just passed like not too long ago. So it's like, and we haven't used it yet.
Yeah, no
so-
one's actually used it
Oh,
yet, but yeah.
No, you're making me be the guinea
Well, we
pig.
thought somebody else was gonna be and they decided not to.
Well, let's figure out, because I don't know exactly, can you send me any information you have about what's required on bond or whatever? Some bonds, you say they put up 10% of what the cost is, and you're bonded, and other things a different way, I don't know.
It's in the
Yeah.
village code, but I mean, I have to apologize, I didn't actually cite the particular section of the village code, but,
But if you went up on the
look
website and
under
go to the
site
village,
plan. Yeah, if you go to the E-code 360 for Village of Monroe, if you look under the site plan procedures,
Okay.
there's a section in there that talks about the requirements for posting the bond.
and you can actually just type in the search window, you know, posting a bond or bond, and it'll bring
Right.
those sections up.
Okay,
Okay.
well, we'll do everything
So
else
we'll
and
do a
get to that
cost
when we
estimate
have
as
to.
soon as we get approved for what
Yeah.
we're doing here.
I mean, I got time, you need that by the time you vote to approve the site plan, correct?
Yeah,
Typically a condition of approval.
right.
Condition what?
So typically, like, they usually do this at the end for the very reason you were saying. You don't want to have to keep revising the cost estimate every time you make a change to the plan.
Right, that's
So
what I'm saying.
Typically,
Right. Yeah,
if
so
the
it's the
board was
very
to
end.
grant an approval, it would usually be conditioned upon the acceptance of the cost estimate and the posting of a bond, which then ultimately has to be approved by the
And
village
usually
board.
a check print also.
Okay.
Yeah, so like when we're satisfied with everything and it's all good, then those conditions are just listed before we make the
Okay.
signature.
I got you. Okay, well, that gives me a few months to work on it, is my
Yeah.
point is. Okay,
Okay, number 28, the applicant should confirm if any exterior alteration of the structure's facade are proposed. Any alterations shall be consistent with the building or property's original historic character. Any exterior alterations are subject to architectural review by the planning board.
yeah, absolutely nothing's changing except for which is already the ADA and the
Right.
fire tech, that nothing's changing.
Number 31? Sorry, 29, sorry. The code requires special use permit applications to be forwarded to the New York State SHPO for review and comment. The code authorizes the planning board in its discretion to retain a qualified historian to assist in the review of any application. The code requires comments from SHPO to be received and reviewed before acting on any action.
Now, SHPO does not respond or comment on the use of the building. They only comment on what I do to the building.
Yeah, the exterior in particular.
Correct, and you have those approvals from the ongoing permits that are there, so I don't know if you think, at some point, let me know if you think it needs to go back up to them or not, since you've already got the
Yeah, no,
approval.
I think really what it comes down to, and I think you've really tried to protect the building, you know, in all the times that you've been before us. And I would just say if there is, anything's gonna be touched on the outside, then
Right,
we'd want SHPO to say,
Other than the fire escape.
correct.
fire escape is already, you know, past that.
Oh, absolutely, I
Yeah.
mean, there are a lot of the things they said I could do, and I never ended up doing them. So-
Yeah,
Does that
no, but
mean-
you brought
I mean-
those pictures originally from previous
Yeah,
fire escapes that
Right.
were on there. So
right, okay.
So does that mean we don't have to go to SHPO?
If by
Only
the
if
time
any
we're at the
changes.
end, if nothing is gonna happen to, you know, you may decide, next month, like, uh-oh, we have to do this on the outside. You know what I mean?
Right, and you're
But-
not talking about
Okay.
painting the place or anything like that, because that's one of the things we're gonna do. You're only worried about,
No, we'd like, you know, we'd like you to keep it in the historical.
oh, it's gonna be the same
genre.
color.
Yeah,
Just
then
clean it
no.
up. everything's
A purple.
Yeah.
perfect.
At hot purple?
But,
Hot purple.
I mean, so the
Barney
driveway.
so the attorney that is usually here for the planning board is not here tonight. But the code specifically states for special use permits that it has to be referred to SHPO. So I would think that this is a new application for a special
Okay.
permit. I don't think that the board ought to rely upon any prior correspondence with SHPO because it's specific to this special permit.
Well, here's, and the other, I don't disagree with that, Dave. I think the other thing is whatever, Mr. Mitch, you're gonna use, from the past, right, documents or whatever.
Correct.
You need to resubmit those documents.
Yep,
To us as well.
as fresh documents,
As
yes.
fresh documents, as part of this application.
Yeah,
I think you just gave them to him, right?
I just gave them to
Well,
you.
that was one of them.
No, actually, everything's in there, the ADA ramps in there, pictures are in there, they gave me.
Oh, it's all in there?
they
Okay,
gave me
I didn't go
a clean-
through the whole thing.
Yeah, they gave me, when I told them I was coming to see you, she says, let me find everything for you,
So
Yeah.
what I would suggest is, so there's a narrative that's going to be, that's going to be provided
Yes,
that
that's what I was
goes
just gonna
through
say.
all of these other things that are being done, summarizes all the improvements and addresses the potential impacts associated with them. I think that the board should wait till they receive that to submit, to forward it to SHPO
Yeah.
for a review and comment, because again, the code requires you to do
To
that.
do it. So we might have to send it, but if there's no changes,
Right.
their review is gonna be pretty darn quick.
Right, all right, and what I would.
They are pretty quick.
Yeah,
They're not
and
bad.
what I would ask you is if we, obviously work with me submitting it to them, because the girl I deal with, she answers my emails on the weekends, so, just so I can get it expedited.
We could do it through the Chris.
Yeah, no, I send it directly to her. Everything goes directly to her, doesn't go through
Okay.
Chris, and then she
Great.
tells me whether or not I gotta go through Chris or not. And
Okay.
it's simple, and a lot of times she'll upload what I send her.
Yeah, we're happy
Chris.
to send,
Yeah.
to, weigh in on it. That's
Okay.
not a problem.
Perfect, thank you.
Okay, number 30, the code requires the continuing maintenance of the building exterior to protect its historic character to be a condition for the issuance of any special use permit. We recommend a note be added to page 1 of the plan stating that the building's exterior will be maintained to protect its historic character.
We'll add the note.
Yeah, so the next comments really
Next
just
one,
have to
we'll
do
add the
with,
note.
yeah, they're basically requirements per code to
The next three
reuse
after
of.
that, we'll add the note. And you're up to
then
35.
35, approval from Orange County Sewer District Number 1 will be required for the increased sewer flows.
Yeah, I just spoke with the gentleman by email. He gave me an application. I'm gonna submit that to him right away, so there's no time delay. I'm assuming that's what you wanted, from Orange County District 1 to tell you whether the system can handle
Capacity.
capacity. Yeah.
Yep, okay. And number 36, regarding the submitted short EAF form.
Yeah.
So the included EAF map or summary report appears to indicate,
How it got mixed up is beyond me, but we haven't figured that one out in the office, but
Yeah.
I have 5 copies here, 4 copies of the revised
Yeah.
short EAF, and I have a copy for you.
okay, thank you. Thank you.
I revised that today.
So that last page was substituted?
Yes.
Yes,
Well,
I see.
And some,
Yeah.
page 2, there were some things missing we put on.
Yeah. So some of the answers that are automatically generated by the New York State DEC website was for a different property, and it referenced timber rattlesnake habitat, and that it was not a historic, structure, et cetera, so,
So that gave it away.
yeah. So, and then the last comment, in accordance with village code, a public hearing is required.
Right. So on I'll just say this, on the narrative that you're doing, this is the first time we're having a country inn,
Yes.
right? So we're hoping it'll be a pretty robust narrative, because it might set the tone, right?
Okay.
In a good way. So, what we wanted to do for sure is to address the general and specific standards, right, of the special permit. So when you go in and look at the special permit
Yep.
standards, then the code with the country inn, and the things that Dave asked for too, include all those, feel free,
Okay.
more is better
Okay.
in that, in the narrative.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, and that'd be great. Let me see if I had anything else. I did that, did that, did that. There was one question, along the property line, there, and I don't think we hit this, right, Dave, if I was writing at this time, but there's a chain link fence, but you're showing a vinyl fence.
Yes, that goes back to your original, public hearing last time.
Of
Being-
wanting
right.
that look.
Right, being conscious of the neighbor that came in and complained about
Yes.
too many lights in her backyard. So what we had agreed to back then is to put the same fence that's on the two sides along the back, and the chain link is on the property lines. So
So you're gonna remove it?
we're using a local fence company. They're gonna go ask the owners if they're okay, because if it's on their property, I can't remove it.
But that fence spans multiple properties.
Yes.
So isn't that, so that's
Correct.
gotta be yours?
You got the survey, you wanna bring up the survey, that's gonna have the fence on it, but I got it. My distinction is, my recollection is it was,
It's right on there.
Oh, it's on here?
Yeah, there it is right there.
it's literally on the property line.
Can you,
Right, so I'm thinking though, if it spans all three properties,
I would think that.
unless they all got together and said, let's put one fence up.
Trying to fence me out.
Yeah, so do they think it's theirs, or you
I don't know what they think, no one's ever said
Because I think it
it.
would look a little strange to
Yeah.
have.
Yeah. Well, I was
fences.
always taught by the building department, when you put a fence up, put it off 6 inches off your property line so you know who it belongs to.
Right.
This is smack on the line, so I might just, listen, what are they gonna do, complain about putting a nicer fence up?
Yeah, so I don't think so. We're just thinking,
Yeah, I agree.
get rid of that one.
No, we are.
Yeah.
We're going by that comment that was made by the neighbor last time, to make sure that if she decides to come in here, she's covered. I mean, she's
Right.
200 feet from the property line to her back door.
And I don't remember, what it was, it's not stockade, is it a stockade fence? Like,
it's a vinyl fence.
right, it's vinyl, but
Two-sided vinyl.
it's solid?
Yes.
Yeah, so stockade. So that's what they would call
No,
it.
it's not wood, it's
No, stockade.
PVC.
Right, PVC, it's still
Yeah.
stockade, it's the
Oh,
type
okay.
of,
I don't know the difference.
yeah,
It's solid fence.
right,
Yeah,
6 foot high.
right.
yeah, so it's,
Which would, yeah, and 6 foot, okay, so
Yes.
that's,
And
yeah,
double sided, so it's a single.
yeah, I think that would look great.
yeah.
And one other thing that Elizabeth did ask, and it was about, it's on the upper side of the sheet, of the plan set. There's a fence that runs through, an easement, I think, on the north.
Okay,
on
well,
that side.
there's, my property line doesn't go all the way to the existing fence necessarily, because there is a village easement from the back corner down to where the, what do you call it? The covert or whatever?
To the catch base.
To catch base, and that goes into that big open fenced area right next door to me.
Okay.
And they come in and clean that out themselves from time, like, once or twice a year, the village comes in and cleans all that out themselves.
They drive back there,
Yeah, they drive back on my property, yeah.
so they
Absolutely.
can access it from the property.
Correct.
And if they have to access, well, that's not where the fence is, right?
There's no fence.
No, okay,
Yeah, the fence is
On
beyond
the
that
left
my
side.
property line.
yeah.
It's that they put their fence on the opposite side, so,
The existing fence is right here.
right, and then between my property line and that is where the easement
And the
is.
proposed fence is gonna stop at the property line, so there's 3 or 4 feet there, it looks like.
Right, yeah.
Is that just a drainage easement? Is that what that is?
Yeah.
It's not sewer?
No,
No.
drainage easement off the circle that
called-
backs up there.
It's called a municipal easement.
Okay. Yeah, the attorney mentioned something about, I think she thought it said sewer somewhere, which was why. I was
No,
asking.
no. So sewers are all on the roads, nothing goes through the property.
When you say vinyl, it's that white vinyl that everybody's, the vinyl fence, it's the white vinyl, and you don't
No, it's
know.
not mine, it's tan, but yeah.
They come in all colors, but it's,
Yeah, but that's relatively new, and you don't know who put it up? That stuff has been
Well,
used maybe 20 years?
well,
no, that's not up. What's up is a chain link.
Right.
Oh, and you're gonna put up a white?
Taking out chain link and putting
I
up a
see.
vinyl.
I see.
So it
Chain link.
matches everything else.
Yeah.
And it's privacy
On the
issues.
other side.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Anything else?
Nope.
I think we're good. I think you got your marching orders and,
When do we need to submit by for the next meeting, planning board meeting?
Well, would be planning board meeting or workshop for the next one?
well, we have 2 a month, so one is the workshop. The first one is always the workshop. The second one is the regular meeting where we will vote on things. So the next
26th.
meeting,
It's the 26th.
For the
Unless it's
submission.
The submission deadline.
yeah, 26th of this month. It's got to be in by, what's the time of day? 4.
Yeah, I usually coordinate with her anyway.
Yeah.
I'll do that. And then the workshop, we'll be back to the workshop next month, so you can review this, or we're just gonna
Sure.
go to the board meeting? Which
No,
one?
if you have stuff that you can submit on things that you've made improvements on, and you want to come back before us, absolutely.
Okay.
And then we can look at it and tell you what's going on. Dave will give you his memos, Liz will give you hers, and
Yeah, we're just gonna answer this and submit everything to you. by
yeah,
the
and
26th.
yeah,
We'll
exactly.
do the response to the.
Yeah, we'll respond to everything by
Yeah,
then.
because on a special use, before we can do the public meeting, we have to, well, secret has to be closed, which would be anyway on this
So-
one.
We just went through my comments. Did Elizabeth she had a letter as well?
She did. I didn't see anything.
Do you have a copy of that too?
I have a copy of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of it mirrored already and informed you that the prior one is no good. Some informational stuff, like you talk about the definition, she outlined the definition, local 6, about the country inn and things like that. I think that's part of what we just discussed on the narrative. I figured I would, and then
She
making
mentioned the
sure.
lighting between the times 6 a.m., 11 p.m. to
Yeah.
6 a.m.
Yeah.
So what I was thinking I would do is do this with Bill and pack it up and then just email it over to her. So, just so she sees some responses, and she's out today and she'll have it for the submission, and then, I'm just saying, not that, there's nothing, everything we talked about is good, but I just don't know what your formalities are nowadays. I know things have changed.
Yeah, I don't think, I'm looking at Liz's comment, I don't think there's anything substantial, that we haven't mentioned.
Okay. Yeah, it all seems to be,
Right, there's no 239 necessary.
yeah,
Public hearing is required, but we're not gonna,
yeah, well, number 17, she talks about the bulk table, but there is no bulk table.
right. Yeah, so just go through her comments, and if you have any questions, you can email her too,
Okay.
as well.
Can I ask one more
Thank you
question
very
about
much.
the fence? If
Yeah.
you're gonna put up that white fence, you're gonna put it right on the property line again?
No.
You're gonna
no,
bring it
no.
into
Coming
your-
in 6
Oh,
inches.
so you can
All my
maintain it.
fences, even the other ones we put up, because I put fences up a lot of times. We
Code
ended
is a
up,
foot anyway.
Huh?
Code is a foot anyway.
what's
1 foot.
1 foot, well.
Code is 1 foot.
So this way you
One
can
foot.
this way you can maintain it, right?
Right,
Okay,
right,
all
right, but also, when I say Jim Cox used to tell me, come in 6 inches off your property line, so everybody knows it's your fence and it's not somebody else's fence. For maintaining and everything like
Right,
that.
yeah.
Because we have a tree on on the building to the south of us, we got a tree there that's been there before the 1900s. And the tree comes, and it comes up to both sides of the tree, and then he put a chain link, but he put chain link between the PVC fence and the tree itself, just to block people from my property going out. But we didn't want to tear that tree down, it's too old.
Right, yeah.
It's older than me, huh?
No, me. Me. All right.
All right, gentlemen, no, I think that's great. Anything else, just, again, if you have comments on Elizabeth Cassidy's memo, you can contact her directly.
Okay. Yeah, I can always go over with her on the phone.
Yep.
Okay,
Very
thank
good.
you.
Thank you very much. Good night.
You too.
All right, I think we're at the queue. Mr. Esposito,
Good evening.
how are you?
Steve Esposito, Engineering Properties for the Q. For most of you, probably remember the project. We received site plan approval. We were issued a building permit to clear the trees in the designated time to clear back in 2022. That work has been done. Since then, the approvals have lapsed. The plans haven't changed. It's the same plan, same architecture, same everything. We think we fulfilled all of the conditions of the approval, with the exception of the posting of the performance bond, and including getting our wetlands recertified back in December 2025 under the current code. Again, no encroachments were ever anticipated to either the wetlands or the adjacent area. The site is still the URM. Still a little over 10 acres. We did it in the originally constraints analysis that permitted up to 122 units. We're only proposing 72 units. They're rather large, 2 bedrooms, 2 baths. And we're proposing 122 parking spaces. The code only required 88 spaces. I'm sorry, 119 spaces. We only required 88 spaces. And 16 of those are handicap spaces spread out throughout the facility. And we're here to just get our approval reinstated and move forward.
Dave, your comments?
Sure. Okay. You have a copy of these, Steve, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, number 1, general note number 7 on sheet EX1 indicates that the DEC validated the boundary of the wetlands on March 11th, 2020. Unless the applicant can confirm that the validation is not expired, the applicant shall have the boundaries revalidated by the New York State DEC. Applicant shall also confirm no disturbance to any federal jurisdictional wetlands are proposed. So you said you had them recertified in September, is that right?
No, December 12th, 2025. So we're going to put a nice package together for you on our next submission, and that we now have a copy of that map that we'll
Yeah, okay, thank you. Number 2, the plan does not provide information on the adjacent tax lots and their respective property owners. These should be added to the plans.
Yep.
Number 3, the parking space detail on sheet C301 shows single striped parking spaces. Village code requires double striped parking spaces. Number 4, the handicap ramp detail on sheet C301 shows a slope of 1 on 12 and what appears to be the ramp's landing. The detail should be revised to provide a maximum cross slope of 1.5% on the landing. Number 5, the plans show a note indicating a 20-foot wide water easement, see sheet C103. However, the easement does not appear to be shown on the plans. Number 6, all proposed retaining walls appear to be 4 feet or greater in height. As indicated in note 10 on sheet EX1, all retaining walls over 4 feet in height shall be designed by a New York State licensed professional engineer and certified that they are constructed in accordance with the approved design plans. Retaining walls greater than 4 feet in height require a separate building permit. Number 7, safety fences should be included with all retaining walls. So I think, if I remember looking at this now, because I have a new date on this, but this is essentially the same letter I submitted back in January, I think.
Yeah.
So there's retaining walls there that may be 10 feet high. I don't think they all have a fence or barrier along the top, which is just a safety concern.
Yeah. So we'll provide, an integrated probably fence, in with the wall.
Okay.
Yeah, they should absolutely have them.
Number 8, our office previously determined that all SWIP-related comments had been satisfactorily addressed and found the report and design acceptable. The applicant has also provided a letter of continued coverage for coverage under GP 025001. That's just informational. Number 9, the application is subject to architectural review by the planning board, section 200-73. I'm assuming you guys had already gone through architectural review if this had been approved, correct?
Yes.
No changes in the facade or anything?
No.
Okay. Number 10, it is our understanding that the proposed sewer system is considered a sewer extension and will require review and approval by the New York State DEC.
Already received. We'll provide
Okay.
that. We've actually already provided it to the building department, but our next submission will give you the approvals.
Okay. Number 11, review and approval by the Orange County Sewer District Number 1 is required.
Done.
Okay. Number 12, project requires approval from the Orange County Department of Health for extension of the water supply system.
Done.
Okay. Number 13, the prior resolution of approval required filing of a conservation easement as approved by the planning board attorney to be recorded in the Orange County Clerk's office. The recording information shall be included as a map note on the final site plan.
Yeah, it was recorded in June 2022, so we'll put that date on the site plans.
Okay. Number 14, applicant to cause the lots to be merged with the tax assessor and provide proof of same to the village planning board.
Done.
And number 15, the planning board should consider any environmental conditions or impacts that may have changed since the prior approval and consult with the planning board attorney as to the appropriate action regarding secra. Number 16, unless the planning board attorney advises otherwise, we believe a public hearing will be required. Number 17, the project abuts County Route 19, Still Road. Unless the planning board attorney advises otherwise, we believe referral to the Orange County Department of Planning under GML 239 will be required.
Just on that one, Still Road is not a county road. We actually went through this in the original application.
Oh, it's, for some reason I have it's County Route 19, that's not?
It stops, yeah, it stops.
I think the village took that back,
They
not
took it
under
back.
Neil's,
Yeah.
but the, whoever was before him, they took it back. Why anybody would do that, I have no idea.
Why
So
the road-
they basically dedicated that to the village? Is that
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it's village, it's not, we're not within 500 feet.
All you do is get more cost on
So
that.
there's no other parameters there that would drive a 239?
No.
Okay.
Because we went through this last time.
Got
So I
it,
found
okay.
out, I knew it was a village
Yeah.
street.
That's when I.
Somewhere on the map, it must say it's still, it was County Route 19.
Right, yeah, if you look, yeah, you Google map, right, it still
All we
shows.
gotta do is go out there and see who's plowing.
Okay, number 18, I think we're on. Approval
Yep.
from the Orange County Department of Health is required for the proposed water supply system extension.
Done.
Number 19, approval from the New York State DEC is required. I guess we already had that. You have
Done,
that,
yeah.
you have the wetland permits and you have the speedies covered,
All
right?
done.
Number 20, a bond estimate in the amount of $985,300 was accepted in January 2022. An updated construction cost estimate should be provided for review and acceptance.
Well, I just on that one, when we priced this out, it was right after COVID, and I don't know if you all remember what happened to in the construction business.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
The
I put my fence up right before that, so I was very fortunate.
you were lucky. You beat the
Yeah.
curve. So I mean, I think this is a really conservative number. I mean, we can relook at it, but I mean, it was reviewed and approved by Lankin Tully, at a time where prices were astronomical. So I mean, we can review it.
I think if you just review and submit and say, this is still the cost.
Yeah, it's still valid. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, we'll put it in our response.
But you'll provide the unit costs and the units, right?
Yeah, we have that. It was all like a big spreadsheet we used.
Got it, okay. All right, and then we'll take a look at it.
All right.
That's it on my letter.
Did you get, our planner's memo, Ted?
I have a copy here, actually.
It probably, yeah, I can read it right here, or you can, Dave, if you'd like. But it's,
If you don't mind reading it, that's okay with me.
yeah, no, I can. I'll read it.
I mean,
Dave Higgins
You want a break?
you know,
Ted was the same one that looked at it last time and, had the approvals and whatnot. And he just has a couple of comments, maybe 5 or 6. I don't think anything's
here,
very
I'll
big.
give you mine. I'll give you mine.
Yeah, and I'll just read it into the record here, so.
Yep, sure.
I'll just pick it up, all right, I'll just do it from the beginning. The application for the site plan and special use permit approval by 41 Still Road LLC and dated as first prepared on 3/25/2019 and is revised through 2/13/2023 has been reviewed. Documentation reviewed in this memo is primarily limited to the seeker negative declaration adopted in January 25, 2022. A 19-sheet plan set prepared by Engineering and Surveying Properties and 4 others include the following. Existing conditions plan, site plan, profiles, details, landscaping and lighting plan, stamped by Stephen Esposito, elevations, and I offer the following comments on the compliance of the proposed final site plans with the negative declaration for the planning board's consideration. These comments should not be considered all-inclusive. I may have additional comments as further information is provided for review. The planning board members, planning board's engineers, and planning board attorney may also have comments that pertain to the compliance with the negative declaration as well. Comment 1, an 11,656 square foot recreation space that was to include a children's play area and structures, picnic and barbecue area, and a hardscape area for other recreational activities has been removed. There is now one open area labeled as recreational area on sheet C101, along with a 4-foot wide walking trail. The applicant should discuss what active recreational facilities will be provided in the 13,500 square foot area, in addition to the 182,820 square foot passive recreation. That's one.
I'll take a look at the
Yeah,
plan.
take a look. And I think, Steve, do you have Ted's direct?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I figured you would.
Yeah.
So, number 2, electric and other wired utilities were to be installed underground. The Stephen Lane improvements indicate such utilities will be above ground with references to OHW on plan, at least in this section of the applicant's parcel. There does not appear to be a utility vault where above-ground wired utilities will be routed underground. In any case, Stephen Lane will be owned and maintained by the developer owner and its successors and/or assigns in perpetuity. See sheet X-1, note 9. The applicant should discuss the discrepancy and should just confirm that all wired utilities will be underground on the site. No details were provided for such utilities.
Well, Stevens Lane is existing, so there's an overhead service, and those services actually, that's where all the houses, I think there's 6 out, 3 and 3, or 4
Yeah.
and 4. Those, they're all overhead services. I mean, we don't have the ability to go in and redo somebody's electric service, on a private lot.
So is there something in,
When we get to the end of that route, we'll go down and we'll go underground. But
yeah, so what I would do is just check to see, because he's referring to something here.
Yeah, so
That's in
also-
the plan, so he's looking for consistency.
not a
That's
problem.
what,
But just, that's the existing conditions, but as soon as we get to the end of that route, we'll go underground.
right, so maybe it just needs clarification.
Right.
Whatever it is,
Yeah.
you can, it seems minor. Number 3, the proposed retaining wall at the western portion of the site shown 2 feet from the New York State freshwater wetland 100-foot adjacent area. The negative declaration states that the 100-foot adjacent area will be avoided. However, it does not appear practical to construct the retaining wall without some disturbance to the adjacent area. The applicant should provide a copy of the freshwater wetlands permit to the planning board outlining the measures that will be in place to avoid impacts on the wetland and its adjacent area.
We're like super confident that we can, the wall is, the wall is being installed, and we're actually gonna fill the opposite side of the wall where the wetlands are. So-
Okay, I see what
So
you're
so we have enough room to, we don't need, these are segmental walls, they don't need footings, so it's not like a big spread footing that's gotta be, constructed. These are gonna be just segmented walls, they'll come straight up on a batten, matter of fact, away from the wetlands.
Okay.
And then we're filling back here, and the wetlands are down here, so we have more than enough room we're more than confident that we can install those without any.
Okay, and I think that's just
Yeah.
an explanatory note then. And how high are those walls, by the way?
They vary, but I think they're anywhere from like 4 feet to, I think Dave said.
Like about 10 feet, I
like
think
10
was
feet
what I
is,
saw.
is
4
the,
to 10?
yeah, is the highest wall, and that's in the far corner.
Right, okay. Number 4, the applicant had proposed the use of conservation easement to protect the wetland areas on the site. Ted is saying, I was unable to locate a copy of a draft or other conservation easement document in the OneDrive files. The negative declaration required that this document would be submitted prior to final site plan review. Further information should also be provided as to what entity will hold the easement.
Okay, that's been filed, so you'll get a copy of it.
Yeah, I don't think we did get one. You probably didn't get it to us, maybe?
I think when we started this back up again, I forget who the building inspector was at the time.
Probably Jim Cox.
No, after Jim retired. Who was?
Chris Watson?
Watson, yes. I sent him a whole package of stuff, which included the building permit,
He's no longer here.
Yeah, right, so we'll, but when we.
Yeah, just take that package, send it over.
Well, when we respond, we're gonna resubmit everything anyway, the approvals from the county and the DEC and the wetland map, et
Perfect.
cetera, and what the filing for the
Okay,
conservation.
good. So, yeah, again, these are probably just all
Yeah,
minor.
he just could, he probably couldn't find a copy of it,
Yeah,
and I probably
So-
forgot to send it,
yeah,
back in
that's
2022.
okay, good. References, number 5, references in the adopted negative declaration for water, sewer, and stormwater requirements will be deferred to the planning board's engineer for comment, which is Dave. Number 6, sheet X-1 contains a note, number 8, stating that the potential summer bat habits will be protected on the site through restrictions on tree removal between October 15th to March 31st. Since the negative declaration was adopted, some of the state guidance has changed. The applicant should provide a complete description of the protocol to be used. So they just changed that law.
I mean,
They made
I looked at, so.
very
Ted
briefly,
had
we looked at it.
provided a link to
To-
a document. I looked
Yeah.
at it, and it looked to be like there was guidelines, I believe, where they, what it said, from what I read, was that restrictions on tree clearing were not required based on the DEC. This was the DEC website. It's not required unless the property is within 5 miles of a known roost, or within 1.5 miles, I think, or a half mile of a known occurrence. And further, if you do any tree clearing and you see a bat fly in or fly out of the tree or
Stop
whatever,
immediately.
then you're supposed to cease operations. I think that what you have on the plan is more restrictive, based on what I see, than
Yeah.
what these guidelines.
But we only did a quick look, so you
Yeah.
need to look.
But
Yeah, yeah,
also,
no.
but it acknowledges that the criteria that the DEC uses is different than what U.S. Fish and Wildlife would use.
Right, that's always been,
So-
always been the case.
You
But
know,
Ted provided a link.
Yeah, we'll take a look at it.
Yep, just click into it.
But on a practical matter, the trees are already
The
down.
trees are gone. Right, so Ted didn't know or
Right,
what
no,
stage
he
it was
doesn't know,
at,
right.
so just,
Yep.
and it was in case you were doing any more, if it wasn't, we didn't know if it's fully done.
They grew back already. It's been so long.
Well, they're only about this tall now, so,
So, okay, so that's gonna probably be easy.
yeah.
Number 7, the Stephen Lane improvements shown on sheet C-104. These include the addition of a proposed sidewalk and crosswalks on Still Road. A village sidewalk detail is provided on sheet C-305. Crosswalk and signage details also need to be provided along the New York State Department of Transportation highway work permits that have been or will be obtained to accomplish the work.
Local road.
He looked at the same document other people did.
That's right. County DPW. Yeah, so we have to get a work permit from the DPW.
Yeah,
so
and I would
that's
just
part.
make a note that, that it's not a state
Yeah,
road,
yeah.
that it's a village-owned road, according to whatever. Number 8, proposed lighting fixtures identified on sheet L3 indicate a color temperature of 4,000 Kelvin. The negative declaration also referenced that such light fixtures will be dark sky compliant and will meet IDA, LEED, or Green Globe's criteria. Color temperatures of 2,700 Kelvin to 3,000 Kelvin are preferred to avoid blue light emissions. The proposed days and times when construction activity will occur on the site needs to be provided on the plans.
All right.
Pretty
For
simple.
code. Yeah, awesome.
So, that's kind of the, I guess, the marching orders.
So for us, and I know Dave and I briefly talked about it, and Liz isn't here, public hearing. If you recall, we actually had we held the public hearing open for 2 months, as well as a written comment period. I don't know if the board has the ability to waive that, or if not, then.
To waive the public hearing?
Yeah,
No, it's special use.
special use. Okay, then can we schedule that? Since these are really minor
Yeah,
comments.
we could probably do that. We could schedule that, because, I mean, you think they're pretty minor, right, Dave?
Yeah, I mean, I know we had spoken with Elizabeth about this earlier today, and I think she was suggesting that the board could, theoretically set the public hearing for May after the next
Right.
submission in April, is what she
Yes.
had indicated.
Yep, that's what we were talking about.
I guess we're asking to be setting it this month for May.
Well, the problem was it won't give the board a chance to review, right, for that meeting, because we'd set it typically on the second meeting of the month. That's when we do the public hearings.
I mean, we're confident that, based on these minor comments and what's been completed, that, our next submission will be complete.
Okay.
And if you can always not close the public hearing if.
Yeah, we can.
If there are
continue it or-
issues, but
right.
we think that we can really we can wrap this up.
Facing is with the bank, since we had no idea that.
Aaron Goldklein.
I was going to say, can you
Sorry,
state your
Aaron
name?
Goldklein.
Aaron, thank you.
Goldklein.
Some people probably remember me sitting over there a couple of years. Since we have already a bank lined up for this, and we're just about to close with the bank when they said, okay, come and, you know, the only thing you're missing is
The signed site plans.
Right.
the signs. When we came to the village, they said, whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah,
There's a
no.
problem over here.
No, we get it, and we wanna
So-
see you, we wanna
so-
see you
so-
moving.
So we
Right.
asked the bank to wait in 90 days. It's a local bank, Strauss Bank.
Mhm.
We asked that, they want to do the deal. They believe in the project, and so every month is a big deal. But you know, if Steve said, if there's any way of doing it quicker, and if you don't feel comfortable, I don't want to be too pushy. If you don't feel comfortable, you can always.
Not close.
No, look, I don't think we would mind, and, you know, the board can chime in too, but I don't think we'd mind setting the public hearing, because we can always cancel a public hearing, or continue a public
Okay,
hearing.
Right.
yeah.
So, yeah, I don't have a problem. Dave, do you have a problem with that?
No, I don't think so. I mean, so we're talking about setting it then
For the April
For
meeting.
April,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, for the April
I mean,
meeting.
technically, you wouldn't even have to do that until the April work session, right? You have enough time between the work session and the formal meeting?
Yeah, we could still do it, you have 2 weeks, I think you need.
April 13th.
We need 10 days, and there has the paper when they,
The paper sometimes is a little problematic.
Yeah, so you, I mean, you could do it, you could,
Well, you could, yeah, and you could put it in, and, because it takes them a couple days to do
Right.
their thing, you could always cancel if you had to,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? Or you cancel on the website, you know, as well, so that's,
but it just, I don't know how they publish, but it's 10 days in the code, so if.
yeah, they just need it a little bit ahead of
Yeah,
time.
a couple days.
They always want a 5-day lead time, but, you know, but, yeah, if you got, when do you think, Steve, you could have these plans in?
We're working on them right this week, so I would think by the beginning of next week, everything will be done.
Okay, so submission is for the 26th. We could easily then, you know, we could decide it tonight, and we don't have to move on
Yeah.
it until,
Yeah.
you still have a meeting on the 24th, correct?
yes. So we
So
could do it there.
you could, right, I mean, that gives you time to submit, us to take a look at the documents and check them off of our list.
Yeah.
And then the
Yeah.
board could certainly schedule the hearing for April.
Yeah. No problem.
Great, that'd be great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Is that good with you guys?
That's okay.
Yeah.
Happy to see it on its way.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Likewise.
Okay, anything, I wrote myself a note and I don't remember why. Did we need a written narrative from?
You did.
Okay.
Well, so we
I don't know if
did,
that came up.
we did a narrative
Okay.
originally, and then what we did is after the public hearing, we then responded in writing to all of the public comments and technical comments, but primarily the public comments. So that's all part of the record. We can dust off the narrative and include that as part of the next submission, but
Yeah.
but nothing's really changed. So
Yeah,
the
no, that'd be great. If you
yeah,
do that,
yeah,
just include it. That just makes it stronger.
yeah.
We changed 0 on this plan.
Yeah.
Not interior, exterior design. I mean, they would.
And-
sort of-
And I was saying, give us, you know, just the copies of whatever permits you have,
Yep.
approvals that you've
Yes.
obtained from outside agencies, and put in the letter, you know, see attached approval from,
Well, what
you know-
you're going to get from us is you're going to get our because Liz asked for it, the status of the conditions of the resolution. So there were, let's say, 10,
Yes.
10 conditions.
Right.
We're going to give you those. Then we have Dave's letter, you know, of the 20 comments. You're going to have the comment responses, our responses to those comments, and included in all those is all the permits and approvals and letters, et cetera. And
Yeah.
then we'll respond to Liz's comments as well. So, and Ted's now also. So and so anything that's referenced as an approval or a filing, those they'll all be copied in
Yeah,
that next
perfect.
submission.
Yeah, perfect.
So you have a full
Yeah.
record and.
Yeah, so, good. So on the 24th, you know, you guys get the stuff in, we'll look at it, and on the 24th, we'll set it for the April meeting.
Okay, great. All right, thanks.
All right, thank you.
Good seeing you.
have a good night.
Yeah, good to see you again.
Nice seeing you again.
Yeah.
Okay,
Anybody wants to see our work could drive by. I'm just in the middle of a project in Woodbury, shops at Woodbury, where the new McDonald's, Starbucks.
oh, yeah. I was up there at the Starbucks for the first time like a month ago.
That's your job?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So, I tried.
How come you did a Starbucks, you don't have soft furniture in there? I mean, that's the first time I've ever seen a Starbucks with no like, couches and things like that.
So they designed, they did, so.
They did their own design?
They take it from the design of, they finish their own stores.
I've never seen a Starbucks like that.
I think that's the new, I think it's.
Is that the new look?
Yeah, more sanitary.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, that's
So
probably
same
true.
thing in California as well.
It's out on, you know, when you're coming out,
From schools.
yeah, right.
Oh,
Yeah,
from
directly in front.
too?
Yeah.
Yeah, the new McDonald's. and
Yeah,
all
yeah,
that
yeah.
shit,
Well, the courtyard's going up, then you see that.
Yes, right.
Courtyard,
Yeah, yeah.
That's what that is, a courtyard?
courtyard, Marriott courtyard.
Yeah, I didn't know what it was either. I'm saying to myself, I wonder what that is. Oh, I knew it was a hotel.
You see right away, it's a hotel.
Yeah.
That's gonna be completed in another 3 months.
Yeah.
Oh, good. I like Marriott.
Yeah, good. Nice to have.
So. All right, thank you guys.
You will.
All right, Mike, you got 5 minutes. You got 5 minutes.
All right.
See, I didn't say because I didn't want to jinx this, but I was thinking this was going to be like a very quick.
Sorry, I'll take the heat for that.
I'm looking at this today. I'm going, oh, this shouldn't be bad. This should be pretty quick.
I mean,
But how are you, Mike?
I'm doing well. Thanks. How are you guys?
All right, Dave. Do you have anything in? I think you do. A couple.
so we did a review from the prior submission.
Yeah.
I don't think we received anything since, right? I think we do have a resolution, a draft resolution
Yes,
that
we do.
Elizabeth provided.
Did you guys read the draft resolution? Okay, because it came in today. Elizabeth was very sick, so
Sorry to hear that.
yeah, she sounds terrible.
Better.
Sounds horrible.
Yet she's still working.
No, she didn't.
She didn't?
No, she came home. She went to work and came home.
Good for them.
So it was really nice. She didn't talk very much when I was talking to her today.
You know?
Yeah, that's okay. Okay, so you're good, Dave?
Yeah, I mean, I think there might have been a couple of small things, but I think they're listed as conditions in the resolution.
Right.
So-
You saw those?
Yeah, I mean, like for instance, one of them's like an updated, I think, cost estimate. There was like a couple of minor things. They're very, very minor comments, which we didn't think was important to deal with for this submittal or the resolution. We have to submit a final set of plans and everything for final review, so we'll take care of those comments at that time.
Okay, great. Okay, any comments by the board on anything? So Elizabeth drafted both the special use permit and the site plan. And I don't know that we need to read this whole thing into the record, although she always does. Oh my gosh. All right, I guess
As I say, if you want me to, I will. It's up to you.
I'll tell you what, you take the
Yeah, it's a workshop, yeah.
first part, I'll do the second part.
All right, and so the first part being the resolution to approve the special
Yes.
use permit and site plan application?
There you go, and then I'll do the,
I think your board members have some questions for you, Jeff.
I'll do the
It's a
special permit.
workshop, why do we need to
Okay.
put this in here now?
It's what?
It's a workshop.
Today?
I thought we were supposed to have designated this as a
Today's-
special meeting.
Today's a regular meeting.
Yeah, they changed it so they,
You were gonna go into a special meeting to just for this.
Right, for this.
Oh, so that's what we need to do.
The rest was a workshop.
Yeah, the rest was. So, everybody good with that? So we should do that, we should just go into a regular meeting, to do that, so.
Okay, I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
There's always
Okay.
one.
All right, Dave, take
Okay.
it away, and I'll do the second half.
Okay, so this is the Village of Monroe Planning Board resolution to approve the special use permit and site plan application for 123 Elm Street LLC. SBL 207-1-2, 207-1-3, and 207-2-9. Whereas the Village of Monroe Planning Board is in receipt of an application for the expansion of an existing motor vehicle repair and paint shop, together with related improvements to be located at 123 to 125 Elm Street, which consists of the merger of two tax lots, 207-1-2, and 207-1-3 for the construction of a two-story, 8,000 square foot addition, 4,000 square foot footprint, with accessory parking located both on-site and off-site, SBL 207-2-9. Whereas the planning board has received and considered the following. Number one, application dated January 26, 2022. Number two, environmental assessment form dated May 21st, 2024, together with expanded narrative dated September 25th, 2024. 3, comments from the Village of Monroe Department of Public Works. 4, comments from the Monroe Joint Fire District. 5, comments of the planning board attorney, planning board engineer, and responses thereto. 6, comments and interpretations of the building inspector. 7, license agreement between property owners in Orange County in connection with encroachment onto county-owned lands. And 8, site plan prepared by Arden Consulting Engineers, PLLC, dated January 3rd, 2024, last revised February 10th, 2026, consisting of 10 sheets. And I'll skip through the enumerated 10 sheets. Number 9.
I don't mean to interrupt. I just picked up on one thing.
Okay.
Should something related to the ZBA be written there as well? Or is this just in terms of what's, like any CBA decisions or?
She talks later about the
Okay.
ZBA.
Yeah.
Okay.
So number 9, SHPO finding of no impact dated January 31st, 2025. Number 10, lighting specifications, caliber LED, outdoor sconce, and then there's the model and number specified. Whereas the planning board declared itself to be a lead agency on June 10th, 2024, and has determined that this is an unlisted action pursuant to the State Environmental Quality Review Act, and elected to conduct a coordinated review. And whereas the application was referred to the Village of Monroe Zoning Board of Appeals on June 10th, 2025, and whereas the planning board held a duly noticed public hearing on February 25th, 2025, and closed the public hearing that same evening, and whereas after consideration of all the materials and comment before it, the planning board declared that this action will not have an adverse environmental impact for the reasons set forth in the written negative declaration dated February 25th, 2025, incorporated herein as if set forth at length. Whereas the Zoning Board of Appeals granted affirmative relief by resolution on October 14th, 2025, which was reflected in a notice of determination dated November 10th, 2025, and written decision dated, and then she left that blank because I believe she's still waiting for the written decision to come.
Yes.
Okay. Whereas the application was referred to the Orange County Department of Planning in accordance with General Municipal Law 239M, and by letter dated July 2nd, 2024, the Orange County Department of Planning indicated a local determination with comments. Now therefore be it resolved that the planning board hereby makes the following findings. 1, the subject site is located in the GB zoning district where motor vehicle repair and paint shop is permitted with a special use permit and site plan approval. 2, the proposed landscaping plan will work to buffer the proposed use from area residential properties and the heritage trail. The plan relies on both natural plantings and man-made fences to screen adjoining properties. The Department of Public Works has provided comment as to the location of fencing along Elm Street so as to prevent damage from snow removal. And 3, the applicant proposes both on-site and off-site parking as permitted by the village code. The proposed parking meets the village code for the required number of parking spaces. The proposed parking lot has been designed to accommodate emergency vehicles and garbage collection to and from the site. Be it further resolved that the planning board hereby grants site plan approval, special use permit, and architectural review approval subject to the following terms and conditions. 1, the terms of the special permit shall be incorporated as if fully set forth herein at length. 2, prior to signing the site plan, the following conditions must be met. A, receipt of signed ZBA decision substantially similar to the draft presented to the planning board. B, parking license and landscaping easement to be approved as to form by the planning board attorney and recorded in the Orange County Clerk's office. C, applicant to address any and all outstanding comments as set forth in the February 20th, 2026 memorandum of David Higgins, Lankentelli Engineering, and February 9th, 2026 memorandum of Elizabeth Cassidy, Planning Board Attorney. D, upon acceptance of cost estimate pursuant to section 200-72E4, D through E, applicant to submit bond and inspection fees in accordance therewith prior to signing of the plan. Cost estimates and proposed performance bond is subject to review and approval by the Village Board of Trustees. E, applicant to pay all fees and escrows. F, prior to the chairman signing the site plan, there shall be written confirmation by the village engineer and planning board attorney that the final site plan conforms to the terms of this approval resolution. Number 3, prior to the building permit, the following conditions shall be met. A, applicant to obtain all permits. B, applicant to cause lots 207-1-2 and 207-1-3 to be merged by the assessor's office and provide proof of the same to the planning board secretary. Number 4, certificate of occupancy. A, exterior finishes to be installed as per sheet A201, A202, last revised February 10th, 2026. The following finishes are approved. 1, horizontal siding, style Encore in sterling gray by Certainteed. 2, vertical siding, style board and batten in sterling gray by Certainteed, above and below second floor windows. 3, accent vertical siding, style board and batten in Eclipse by Royal Building Products. And 4, paint to be PPG, precipitation, R171, G172, B167. Number 5, general conditions. A, this approval is expressly subject to the terms and conditions of the license agreement by and between the property owners and the County of Orange to maintain a fence which encroaches upon county property. In the event such license is terminated or revoked, the applicant shall return to the planning board for approval of alternate screening along Heritage Trail. B, this approval is subject to the terms and conditions of the decision of the Zoning Board of Appeals signed blank that will be filled in. C, all landscaping shown on the landscaping plan shall be maintained in perpetuity. D, signage to be installed in accordance with sheet A-201. E, discarded oil cans, tires, parts, etc. shall not be stored on any section of the site except within the enclosed building. F, this approval does not authorize operations outside the building such as dispensing of gasoline, oil, water and tires, waxing, polishing, vacuuming, and the sale of minor items or parts. G, the premises shall be maintained at all times in a clean and orderly condition. This responsibility for compliance shall lie with all parties having a lease or ownership interest in such use. H, all vehicles except one tow truck shall be stored within a building when the facilities are not open for business. However, not more than 5 licensed vehicles requiring minor repairs may be left outside for a period not to exceed 48 hours. And these shall be effectively screened from all property lines, except as to the holding of a vehicle for not more than 60 days for insurance appraisal purposes covering property damage claims, and except as to the holding of a vehicle for the required period to perfect or protect a garageman's lien pursuant to statute, and except as to the holding of vehicles impounded by the state of New York. At no time shall any unlicensed or dismantled vehicles be outside a building. The applicant shall tag each vehicle with the date storage commences. Said tag shall be readily visible from the exterior of the vehicle. I, any repair vehicle, vehicles being held for appraisal purposes, vehicles being held for purposes of a garageman's lien, and any vehicle impounded by the state of New York shall be stored within the fenced enclosure shown on the site plan. J, vehicles shall not be parked on Elm Street, nor shall Elm Street be utilized for purposes of shifting vehicles. K, vehicles shall not be parked between the vehicle storage fence and Elm Street. L, the supplemental parking lot located on section block and lot 207-2-9 shall be used for daily overflow parking, for example, parking for employees, and shall not be used to store vehicles undergoing repair, rental vehicles, or U-Haul, or similar vehicles. In the event the license agreement for SBL 207-2-9 is terminated, the applicant shall return to the planning board to address parking. M, the applicant has represented that it maintains a number of vehicles to be rented to customers as loaner vehicles and maintains a U-Haul rental operation. These operations are accessory and shall be incidental and subordinate to the motor vehicle repair operation. In no event shall more than 15 number of U-Haul or loaner vehicles be stored on site. Such vehicles shall not be stored on SBL 207-2-9. 1. Rental cars, 10. And 2. U-Haul, maximum 15-foot box truck, 5. Planning board may reevaluate whether the site has effectively accommodated this accessory vehicle storage as part of the special permit renewal and reserves the right to further limit the number of vehicles in the event it is demonstrated that operations cannot be maintained. And lighting, 20. Wall-mounted light fixtures to be installed as shown on sheet 3 of 10. Fixtures shall be mounted with light being directed downward so as to prevent glare upon the street and or adjacent properties. O, the applicant currently uses and shall continue to use oil dry cleanup kits for oil spills within the building. This product is used by the Thruway Authority for accident cleanups and is highly effective. All vehicular work currently is and will continue to be performed within the building. Oil and fuel is stored within the existing building and will continue to be stored within the proposed building. See note 1 on the site plan sheet 3 of 10. And P, bulk storage shall be prohibited.
Okay, that is the resolution, and this is the special use permit. This special use permit or a special permit is issued to 123, 125 Elm Street for the expansion of motor vehicle repair and paint shop, subject to the planning board's special permit procedures and regulations as set forth in the Village of Monroe Code, Article 12, Section 200-48, and 200-51. Findings, the board determines after review of all the application materials, consultant comments, and public comments that the applicant slash owner has satisfied the findings required by the Village Code 200-48.2 in particular. Number one, the findings as set forth in the approved resolution are incorporated herein as if set forth at length. Number two, the location and size of the use, the nature and intensity of the operations and traffic involved in or conducted in connection with it, the size of the site in relation to it, and the location of the site with respect to streets giving access to it are such that it will be in harmony with the appropriate and orderly development of the district in which it is located. Number three, the location, nature, and height of buildings, walls, and fences, and the nature and extent of the landscaping on the site are such that the use will not hinder or discourage the appropriate development and use of adjacent land and buildings. Number four, operations in connection with any special use will not be more objectionable to nearby properties by reason of noise, fumes, vibration, or other characteristics that would be the operations of any permitted use not requiring a special use permit. Number five, parking areas will be of adequate size for the particular use, properly located and suitably screened from adjoining residential uses, and the entrance and exit drives are laid out so as to achieve maximum safety. Number six, existing municipal facilities are adequate for the proposed use. Number seven, the property will be suitably landscaped to protect the neighborhood and adjacent property in perpetuity. Based upon these findings, the planning board approves the special permit subject to the following conditions. Number one, the terms and conditions of the site plan approval are incorporated as if fully set forth at length. Two, all landscaping as shown on the landscaping plan shall be maintained in perpetuity. Number three, applicant to comply with Chapter 145 of the Village of Monroe Code, noise. The village reserves the right to revoke or not renew this special use permit in event of violations. Number four, a special use permit shall expire if work is not initiated pursuant thereto within 1 year of issuance pursuant to 200-48.4 of the Village Code of Monroe. In the event, number five, in the event the parking license for 207-2-9 is revoked, the applicant shall return to the planning board to evaluate whether parking is adequate for the operations. Number six, this special permit shall expire 1 year following the issuance of the certificate of occupancy, subject to renewal pursuant to 200-48.3 of the Village of Monroe Code. Dated, and that will be today. Any conversation, comments? Okay. Do we have a motion to approve both the resolution and the special use permit? Member Kelly makes the motion.
I'll second.
Member Allen made the second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Both are approved. Okay.
I have one question for the board. If you recall at our last meeting, the filing of the lease property across the street,
Yes.
it's going to take us forever to get a TP 584 out of Frontier to file those plans with the county. And I thought when we had discussed, Liz said that the burden could be on the applicant to work something out with the village as it relates to that as opposed to filing plans with the county. I mean, you can review minutes, the video. I mean, that was 100% discussed because
You know when that was, roughly?
I think it was the last meeting, actually.
I don't know that.
It was either that meeting or the month before. But
Do you remember that,
It
Dave?
took us a year and a half.
I do have a vague recollection of, there was a request that something be excluded, and I'm trying to remember if that was specifically what it was. But
Well-
you did ask for something that you had said, was it this that?
This was exactly what it was, and I don't care what the village puts as a condition on us, but we just don't want to be filing a map, because it's going to take us a long time to get this document from Frontier. It took us almost the balance of the whole planning process to get that document out of them, to get an approval. That's like a year and a half it took us to get that.
So Elizabeth has this in as one of the conditions here, right?
Yeah, where is that in the
Which-
condition?
Yeah, so if you take a look at,
And that's the special use or the,
it's actually in the site plan approval portion, the resolution.
okay.
So it's,
Before you put it
if you look at page, the third page,
Just give us a number.
yep, 2B.
Parking license and landscaping easement to be approved is deformed by the planning board attorney and recorded in the Orange County Clerk's office.
We have no issue with the landscape easement because we have the TP 584 from the county already. We dealt with them.
I would, here's what I would say, just right up front. It's unusual, very unusual, and we'll ask for Liz to put that in there if that conversation took place and it was
Yeah.
resolved in her mind at all. So, you know, I have to talk to her. Yeah.
That's fair. I mean,
Put a hold on the acceptance of that.
Well, no,
if
I don't have to
the,
sign it.
let me say this,
Until
yeah,
then,
and if the board says no,
Right, then it's just
the
goes
board
forward.
says no.
So the other thing is,
We're-
what I'll do is I'll ask Elizabeth what the recollection was
Yeah.
on that. She'll remember that. If it wasn't that, you guys can have a conversation as well.
Yeah.
If it was something like that or whatever, then she can, you know, just
Fair enough.
make an
Yep.
addendum here.
That's all I
And
ask.
then we can send it to the village board, and if they're open to that, then that'll come back to us and we would put that in instead.
Okay. Well, we'll work that out with you guys. But that's all I have as a comment. Everything else is absolutely perfect.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
So, sounds good.
All right.
Anything else by anybody?
That's it.
Okay, we don't have to do 123, 125 anymore.
I hope
We don't
not.
think. Yeah, don't say.
Never say never.
I mean,
Never say never, but that's the intention. Have a good night, everybody.
You too, Mike.
Okay, Mike.
Sorry you had to come.
Motion to close the meeting?
And second? All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting is adjourned.
Oh.